All right. Let me see if I can check my audio real quick. All to you. If you're already with us, hit audio's bad if you can't hear me. Yeah, that's warm.
Not warm.
Not warm. All right. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Mr. No Radio, what's going on, my good man?
What up? What up?
Apparently, we're going to jump right into it. All right, straight in. No prep time. In certain places, they say no lube. Oh, where's it at? All right, so No Radio just went mute for a second. This will allow me to get everything set up real quick. Turn that on. Okay. Welcome, people. Welcome. So me and No Radio went straight at it as soon as he hopped into the room. So we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room real quick, which is the Snapdragon X Elite. All right, so there it is. There it is. So while No Radio is working on, I guess he's probably working on his mic. I seriously doubt it though. He's probably busy. Oh, they gotta do something about these ads, man. These ads are getting horrendous. Is that where I wanted it? That looks good. People can see it. All right, so under today's tech news, we are talking about the Snapdragon X Elite. And I think it had to be this week because I started getting a bombardment of articles coming out real fast. Plus, there were videos tied to these articles also by like PC Mag and different other publications. So Snapdragon must have held an event, and I think they were holding this event to kind of show off and let people touch these laptops and see what they can do with like everyday people's programming. So some of the programming they were using was DaVinci Resolve, a couple of benchmarks, some video games. They were letting people see it and run it, but they wasn't letting people use some of these video games built-in benchmarks that like I think Tomb Raider has a built-in benchmark or something similar, and they wasn't letting people use that, but they were letting them see what the new Snapdragon X Elite could do. So we're getting a lot of mixed reviews. I'm kind of torn. My good buddy No Radio is nay on it. He's like, "Thou shall not pass." And I'll give him a chance to speak on it. The issue at hand that I see is Snapdragon has a bit of a PR problem. I think that their Snapdragon processor is probably a good generation and a half behind the Apple offering, which is the M3. And I say a generation and a half due to the fact that they have to do emulation with a lot of Windows software, and I think that that's gonna hold them back from breaking into the market like they really need to. I can honestly say that this is a very good first effort, but some people don't see that as being a very good first effort. What say you, sir? Let's see. I saw him come off mute.
So close, but no cigar.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So
I
look,
wanna-
there's a reason why we have to say this, bro. That's just straight
Okay.
up, right? We are not looking at this through the lens of the M1. If we want to look at through the lens of an M1, then it's a success. M1, M2, M3, just competing with Apple, it is a success.
But you're going to be compared. But you know that the comparison is going to be directly with.
Exactly. But let me get there now. But the price is what makes it collide with PC offerings in the gaming sector specifically.
Okay. So we'll stay with price. Did the M1 not come out at like $2,000?
Wrong, sir. Came out at $1,000. It was already in the MacBook Air at $1,000.
What do you mean? I saw the prices differently.
Yeah, you need to get some new glasses.
Oh gosh, I already need glasses. Don't say that.
If you got the base model, remember we're talking base model and like MacBook Air, they were still $1,000, sir. The pros were the ones that were closer to $2,000, not MacBook Airs. We've already seen that the bottom end, according to one manufacturer, is going to be like $1,400. That's $400 more than a MacBook, which means unless you just like Windows, you're better off buying a MacBook Air.
I would not say that you're not wrong about that, but we all know that whatever processor Snapdragon comes out with, it's going to immediately be compared to. And they made when they did that release last year, they put themselves up there with the M3 also.
I understand that, but once again, it's the price. It's the pricing that is the problem. It's fine if you want to target the M3, then you need to target it price for price. But don't try to price yourself with gaming laptops. And when the most expensive company in the world has cheaper models than you, that's when you have a problem. When the most expensive computer manufacturer in the world has better pricing than you, that doesn't make any sense. That's like if Lamborghini came out tomorrow and was beating Honda on prices. Okay. It ain't gonna matter that they made 1,000 horsepower Honda. It's the fact that the Lambo's cheaper.
Yo, hey, we have seen what happens when you put something cheaper out in the market, man. It flies off the shelves, man.
Look, right now, MacBook Air 13-inch, $999. MacBook Air with the 10-core GPU, $1199. MacBook Air, just saying, the most expensive MacBook Air is $1,499. We're talking about Samsung saying their base price is going to be the same as MacBook's highest price.
$14.99.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
We go to the $1,500 mark. MacBook Air 15-inch, $1,299, sir.
See, this is what I presume is starting to happen, right? And as I was looking at these reviews, I was underwhelmed by everything that they were trying to show, right? You know, they're trying to show that, oh, look at the NPUs. Our NPUs are awesome.
We don't care.
Regular CPUs bottleneck at this, and our NPUs are great. And I'm like, okay, that's not that the neural processor, that's nice, but I don't do anything that does anything with neural processing. I mean, I do
Exactly.
if I'm gonna do anything, I want to see what DaVinci Resolve does, right? But then they were talking about like, AI processing for the DaVinci Resolve. And I'm like, but what about video editing? And what about other stuff that everyday people are doing, not somebody who's trying to, impress a Fortune 500 company with their graphics? I'm not talking about that. I need my, when I'm, cutting it, when I finally decide to cut and paste some of my videos together, instead of doing it, one take, how does that perform?
So my question is this: so we know Samsung. So I know part of why Samsung's pricing is like it is because they're going to force you to buy the OLED. That's the first problem. Samsung, right? Because I've seen every model; they're all OLEDs, right?
Yeah.
So that's Samsung cramming the OLED down your throat because they're trying to get $300 for that OLED display. That's what the truth is on the Samsung front.
Right.
So my question is Lenovo or Dell or somebody else, which I don't want to buy no Dell. I would buy.
It's probably going to be a Lenovo. For me, if I was going to do it, it's probably going to be Lenovo.
Yeah, I would either do Lenovo or HP. Are they going to have like a $999 model? If so, those would be worthwhile. No, because at least then you're not trying to game necessarily.
Yeah.
At least you're targeting an audience. But don't put out a bunch of things about how it runs games and you're getting 40 frames a second. That's ridiculous.
Look, it says here in this article, it says just under 40 frames a second.
And that's low settings.
Running control on low settings, but in non-combative areas. So that means that you don't have a lot of things going on
AKA,
on the screen.
Yeah, it's probably averaging like freaking, it's probably averaging
37,
like freaking 30, 35 or less probably.
Right. It probably drops below 30.
It's probably Legion Go performance, dog.
Oh, wait a second. The Legion Go could do a 60.
BS, sir. BS.
I think.
But even Lenovo don't say that, but you saying that. Even Lenovo don't say that, sir. Lenovo's, you look at the benchmark, that AMD Z1 chip is averaging like 27 frames in most games, dog. It ain't even close to 60. It ain't scratching 60, sir. You're just not used to it. You're not used to high FPS. That's why you think it look good.
Hey, wait. I am used to, I'm gaming in 4K. 60.
Remember, I told you I played that console and it's buggy. It's like the graphics are not smooth to me. I played with that chip already, bro.
I remember you saying that you was in Best Buy and you showed it on the live meet, right?
And we talk about Asphalt, a game that uses no resources, runs on a potato. It don't even run that smoothly to me. That's all I'm saying, bro.
There was a couple of updates that actually addressed. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm just saying that we all know what happens when hardware comes out first, right? Then all of a sudden you get a couple of upgrades, and the Lenovo, the Legion Go has gone through a couple of upgrades.
Yeah, but software upgrades
it's probably about 30. It's probably about 30 frames a second.
Yeah, software don't take you from 27 to 60. It just don't. Software don't take you.
Look, I'm just saying that I think that this is a very good first try by them. I feel that what's going to end up happening is for me too, because all the reviews were all over the place. Because a lot of people were not very enthusiastic about it, but Qualcomm had to do something, had to put something out. And because they had to put something out, like, let people touch it, that was one of the biggest things. Is everybody criticized them for not letting them get hands on.
Well, I mean, to me, that was because they didn't want to do that 40 frames crap.
Oh, 40. We know that.
That's 40 frames max with low settings.
The problem. Hold on. So here's another article here. Let me pull this one up. Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite gaming hands-on. The buttery smooth performance blew them away. Now, apparently, this person must have been like, a one-eyed Cyclops, because other
But-
people are saying that the performance at 1080p was mediocre at best, but
that
the
goes back
reviewer,
to, are these reviewers gamers? Probably not.
nah, probably not.
There are people who they know how it is when they try to launch that game on their APU right now. They're not launching that game on even a 1080 Ti to know the difference.
Now here's the thing.
Which is a four generation old GPU. They're not even used to that level of performance. And plus the guy who did it, you read it, he was a video editor. He ain't even a gamer. So that tells you he's just launching games they had already sitting on there. He ain't coming in like, let me put on a game I want to put on there. And no.
he double clicked whatever was showing next. Now in this one they said it's 1080p and it looks fantastic with no drop frames. And knowing the games are running on now, like I said, they're bolstering up the Windows emulation, and the performance was impressive. So my thing is how much. Now you said that I know you said this multiple times. You said that emulation doesn't matter or shouldn't matter, right?
Well, my point is it's not an excuse. i.e., it's Windows' fault if we're still emulating. It's not an excuse. If you tell me, hey, I want a car with 4 tires, and I put a donut on one of the wheels instead of a regular tire, and then we lose the race, and I go, oh man, we lost that race because I didn't put a good tire on that one side. It's still my fault. We lost regardless. You don't get to make excuses. You either win or you lose.
That's true.
What did Vin Diesel say? There ain't no such thing as almost winning. You either win or you lose, okay? So just say we lost because we still trying to emulate over here, and we shouldn't be trying to emulate, which is the reason why we need to just go hide somewhere in the dark.
But this will be the first
and that ain't
generation.
Qualcomm's fault. And that ain't Qualcomm's fault. It's Microsoft's fault.
Well, Microsoft obviously must have been in the background trying to keep things from progressing too fast.
Well, hey, when it,
I think that it could be a combination of those two different things.
This is the level of, and here's the thing, right, Keon? This is the level of performance we should have gotten 5 years ago from ARM because it already existed. That's the problem. This isn't new technology. This is just them finally putting money into a chip. That's it.
Well, we look, the conversations we had in the background where like Qualcomm on paper should outperform everything that Apple has done. They just don't put enough cash on their processors
because it costs money and they try to make cheap stuff.
Right. So that means that they've always been able to perform. It's just that they've been like they've been playing that budget game for too long.
They've been being greedy is what they're doing.
That too.
That's all I'm saying. This isn't some new tech they're launching. This is just them actually putting money into a chip for a chain.
Right. But here's the thing: they presumably will end up getting more per chip, getting away from cell phones, because I guess cell phone chips that's netting them probably $20 to $50 a chip.
Yeah, but remember,
we're pushing into the hundreds.
Yeah, but what you're talking about is revenue. What matters is profit.
True.
Revenue has no relativity to profit.
That's true.
So if I sell $1 million $100 chips, or I sell $1,000 chips, it doesn't matter. I'm making more money with the $1 million $100 chips.
That's true.
The price of the thing you sell is irrelevant to your profit.
That's the reason why Qualcomm got so many freaking chip variants, man. They got the high end, the mid, the low end, the lowest of the low end, the why am I buying this phone in?
And the problem is this, right? Is what they're gonna do next? They're gonna drop these chips on the phone, or like a variant of these chips on phones, and now we'll finally have like Apple equivalent mobile chips. That's cool and all, right? But here's the problem: are they gonna try to turn around and get us to pay $2,000 for Ultra phones now?
Ooh.
See the problem? See, that doesn't
Yeah.
help the consumer base. That's why I said, as much as I hate Apple, Apple doing the opposite. They're making better chips
Huh.
at literally prices that are literally lower than inflation.
Okay.
They're supposed to be the evil company that overcharges.
Dang, man.
Funny how the tables are turning, dog.
Well, you know what? Hey, I said this last week that Apple has a chance to become way more consumer friendly. I don't know if they will ever do it because the way that they go about trying to lock you in, don't want you to know anything, and the way they move. But Qualcomm can easily end up pushing us even further into an Apple centric world.
Exactly.
I
Especially
just
if they price us
that's how I'm
out.
starting to look at it.
That's it. Especially if they price us out. You can, basically Qualcomm can only justify $14.99. Well, like I said, depending on who the manufacturer is. If say they all come out with base models at $14.99, you can't justify it. The only thing you're gaining from that chip at that point over a gaming laptop is hours of battery.
Yeah. But
Other
I
than
think
that, you ain't gaining nothing. There's no gain there. Just battery life.
But you know what? The question at hand is this: is at what point? I mean, besides the fact that they're coming out now, right? If you wanted gaming performance, I think it would have been another year delay. Like truly
It
good
ain't.
gaming
But
performance.
I just told you they don't need to develop nothing. They have to put the money in the chip. They don't need to develop nothing, bro.
Yeah, but dog, that's not how these companies work.
But that's the problem. That's why they're not
That's
working
not
out.
how they work.
That's why it ain't working out. That's why
Look,
we don't. Because technically, Keon, let's do the math. What generation of ARM Windows PC are we on? I don't even think you realize what generation we're on.
Oh,
I
it's
don't,
gotta
really don't
be.
think
It's
you
still
realize.
it's still early. It's still got to be early development.
What? No. I said what generation? What generation? How many generations of ARM Windows PCs have we had so far?
One I know of. One.
You're way off, sir.
Oh
You're
wow.
way off, sir. The first
only one that I
ARM Windows
saw.
PCs that launched, the first ARM Windows PCs that launched, that was all the way back in like 2012, sir.
What?
You see, you be in a closet somewhere acting like the Windows RT surfaces didn't exist, sir.
Oh no! Wait. I thought that was running on like
That was
that
Qualcomm.
Metro. I thought that was that Metro.
That don't matter. I said ARM chips in Windows PCs is what I said. I didn't say nothing about software, did I?
No, you didn't. No.
That's all I'm saying. So it ain't like this is the first attempt, sir. This is like we literally like 10 generations in. You've been able to get an ARM chip in a Windows PC since like 2012.
Dang.
It's been like 12 years, dog. So technically,
Wow. I didn't count the Metro because I thought that was a whole nother operating system until they revealed that Windows 8 was running underneath it.
The point is that only difference between it and the other stuff was it was 32-bit, really. That was the problem. It was 32-bit. That's the reason why it couldn't run everything properly. Now, with that said, either way, that was a Qualcomm chip, dog. That's Qualcomm, buddy.
Wow.
So it ain't like Qualcomm. It ain't like they just woke up after the M1 drops and now they started to develop ARM chips for Windows. No, they've been doing it before Apple.
So that means that Windows itself, the base code of Windows can run on ARM.
And what I want to point out to you when you talk about the emulation thing, Windows runs better in emulation on an M chip than it does on an x86 chip. So we don't get to use the ARM thing emulated as a handicap. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you know that's what they're gonna. You know that's what they're gonna do.
But we have to be better than the hype, sir. And the point is, this ain't their first attempt. This is just the first time they actually put money into the chip, and they still sold us short. Because something tells me that. Because here's the thing: do we even have a core count for the GPU yet?
The articles I read, it's I think it's a 12 core.
No, but that's not how that works. All right. So you know how so the core count they tell you on these GPUs is branding. It's not
Yeah.
literal. It's not literal.
So I know that they're using this new core called Orion.
Yeah.
And
But that's the CPU. We're talking about the GPU specifically.
Oh, the GPU, that I don't think anybody said anything.
That's what
I
I'm
don't think
talking
I don't
about.
think
Though.
they said anything.
Something tells me they're going to come up short on core count, and that's why you're getting 40 frames per second.
Oh Lord!
You mark my words. The core count's going to be low, and there goes the problem. It ain't emulation; it's the core count. Bet money on it.
NVIDIA, where are you?
These things go because look. So for example, right? Remember I told you how they do this core count stuff? It's just branding. If we look at the M processors, right? They tell you, oh, it's the 8-core Apple GPU, but what you find out when you look into it, it's actually 128 cores per those cores they're speaking of.
Per core that they're talking about.
Exactly. So that goes into like what NVIDIA would call stream processors. The same thing. Something tells me the stream processor count's going to be low, and that's where your 40% is coming from.
It's not going to have the same or equivalent core count as like an M3.
Well, I ain't even saying versus Mac. I'm saying versus GPUs that you can get in a $1,400 laptop.
Oh,
that's what.
So you're saying they're going to end up equivalent core count going to be like a 1080 Ti or a 2080 Ti, something similar. Well, something low. It's going to be like a video card that's low.
It's going to be more like we said 40 frames, dog. That's going to be more like 1070.
Ooh,
40 frames, bro. Dude, I know for a fact you can take a 1660 Ti, and get 60 frames on damn near any game you can name. Don't matter what the game is, include Cyberpunk.
720p, 60 frames.
No, 1080, sir. 1080, sir. You know how I know? Because I've done it.
Oh.
That's the point. This ain't speculation. This is facts. Done it already. And that's an old GPU.
Man.
So I'm telling you, and look, look,
man.
Bro. So let's look up a 1660 Ti. How many cores does it have?
All right.
So 1,536 CUDA cores. How much you want to bet this thing only got like 1,100 cores or less?
Knowing Qualcomm being the cheap motherfuckers they are, they probably counted exactly. Look, you know how you get that person who counts exactly how many beans in a jar? That's Qualcomm. They go up to the point of, but not ever exceeding.
But that goes back to, like I said, if their target is just the Apple people, then they just got to drop their prices. If their target is
but we all know they're not going to drop their prices. So
if their target is the people who are already buying $1,400 laptops that can run these games at high rates, those people ain't coming anytime soon. It's over. They just gonna be like, whatever, and keep it moving.
Hey, look, I heard this honest review from this guy. The guy said he wasn't a gamer. He didn't like the performance of what he saw. He said everything that I just said, he said that I don't have anything that really runs any type of NPU centric processing.
So it's irrelevant.
So
it's irrelevant.
He said these processors don't really do anything except garnish the movement from x86 over to ARM. And I mean, but I think that we've been past due to finally go, because I mean you said since 2012, shoot, we're way behind.
According to the Qualcomm website, it's saying that the GPU is 4.6 teraflops. So let's put that into perspective.
What would that put it at?
We'll tell you where. I'll tell you where it puts you. So, for example, a 1660 is 11 teraflops. No, that's tops. Okay, a 1660 is 5.5 teraflops.
Okay.
So this is 4 So worse than a 1660, bro.
Golly.
That's according to Qualcomm's own site where they put under the GPU. They put 4.6. So it's a whole teraflop, basically an entire teraflop slower than an outdated GPU.
Mm.
They should have at least went for like a
They
6
should have targeted
teraflop, bro.
They should have targeted 1080p 60 frames. That's the low
Yeah,
hanging fruit. That is the entry level tolerance.
exactly. For that price. For that
Right.
price. Yeah. That's how I look at it. I don't have a problem with the performance. I got a problem with the price.
Well, the price, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about the price. We all know Samsung's greedy, and
But Samsung's the
Qualcomm is
only
cheap.
one talking too. Where and I'll go ahead and say this. I'll go ahead and say this, by the way. All Samsung's high-end laptops are overpriced anyway.
But I never really bought a Samsung laptop either.
I have bought a Samsung laptop, but it was a long time ago. I'm talking about when the A series was still a chip. We talking before Ryzen, when the AMD still had A series chips. I bought like a mid-level Samsung laptop. I think I spent like $600 on that thing. And I had I think it was an AMD A8, something like that. It was a great laptop. It would run light games. I could do it handled my music production, no problems at all. That's cool, whatever. But I'm talking about Samsung's high-end stuff, like their Galaxy books, way overpriced. But the main reason why is because they're forcing the OLED on you.
Apparently they got a whole bunch of old OLEDs sitting in the shop. They ready to start pushing.
But here's my next thought, though. Maybe Samsung has just ruined this for all of us, and we need to wait for Lenovo and Dell and everybody else, the HP, to say something, because it maybe just be Samsung just being ridiculous.
Could be,
which is making me be ridiculous on top. You see what I'm saying? It's pushing my buttons because of the Samsung pricing. Nobody else has said anything.
Nobody has said a peep.
Something tells me that Lenovo gonna drop one for $9.99, and if they do, that'll be the one to buy.
Yeah, but you know what? Another plight against this chip. They said that the higher wattage doesn't do anything for the chip. they said like keeping it at 23 watts is perfectly fine, but as soon as you try to push it past that, you're just pumping power into a chip that you gain no benefit from.
Yeah, but those limits are. But that's the thing, though. They still showed us benchmarks at the higher wattage.
Yeah.
You see. So what that tells
the thing
me
is
that they're gonna try to push that for desktop.
Ooh.
Yep.
See, now here's the thing: what is going to be the desktop equivalent? Because we all know that Apple stacked like multiple M3s together to give you the Ultra or the Super or whatever version of it. So that's in the Mac, the CPU version of the Mac right now.
Yeah, but is it standard, that chip you're referring to?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, for example, you said the desktop version.
The desktop is like what, like 3 or 4?
The Mac Pro. So the Mac Pro.
Yeah.
They're still on M2 on the Mac Pros.
But it's multiple M2s. Like they stick them together.
It's an M2 Ultra. It's I'm pretty sure it's only 2 of them. 24 cores, 76 GPU core. Which, remember, we go back to that whole GPU counting thing.
Yeah, they gotta figure out a way to standardize this, because it's gonna be all over the place.
They won't do that. They like to brand their stuff, and we know why Apple does it. Apple does it because their user base isn't usually tech savvy, so they try to make it simple so they can differentiate from their own stuff. Apple doesn't care about you comparing their specs to outside of Apple.
Yeah.
So they can simplify it because it gets real complicated when you think about it. If you really try to go, oh, this one's 1156 cores, and that one's 1785, and this one is, you see what I'm saying? It gets complicated, and they don't want to do all that thinking. You see, and I get it. I understand this, the customer base. So it's simple. Just say 8, 16, 8, 12, 16, 24. Just makes it simpler for the customer base.
Right.
So that's cool.
Well,
I ain't
this
got a
one's
problem with
16.
it.
That's 32. I guess I'll go with the one that says 32. So we see numbers and we want to see bigger.
But
I find that funny that we could all be hacked that way. That's just people hacking. You introduce a number that's bigger than the other, and we'll just gravitate towards it.
Man,
that's crazy.
And you see too that they support 8 displays on that version, but they don't on their laptop stuff. Ooh. That's the one thing I don't think we have run into a problem with, probably in the Windows side, because Microsoft there's never been like limitations to how many displays you can technically hook up.
No.
Not really. I myself have to run 1, 2, 3. I've run up to 4 displays off a single computer.
Yeah, hey, look,
GPU and the built-in HDMI.
I run 3 displays off of this Yoga, but you do see the performance. You do start noticing a performance difference, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But at least you can.
I mean, the fact that it tells you can't means that they're like, no, you should buy another laptop.
Yeah, but I just hope maybe it's Samsung and they're just making us give them all this bad publicity. Because as soon as you drop that price, a lot of these reviewers probably change their tune, is my point. Just like I would change my tune. So we're going to see, man. We got what? We got like, a month and a half before we start seeing them on the market?
About 2 months. I'd say 2 months.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah, they said middle of 24. So
they're saying
middle
June.
of 24. So June, July. I think that reviews of like some of the hardware coming from the manufacturers and the OEMs will start coming out like a month before. Because you can tell that's what, like Qualcomm is doing a lot of hype, starting the hype train.
Not enough, dude. Not enough, bro. You know how you know it ain't enough? You know how it ain't enough? Because non-tech people don't even know about this shit. Not enough.
That's true. Well, you know what? It's always about getting the tech people enthusiastic first.
That ain't what Apple does.
No, because Apple knows that their audience has nothing to do with tech.
No, but even us who don't like them still watch it, sir.
Yeah, we watch because guess what? We start criticizing all the people that you could cut and paste. Wow, we've already got there. Like, no, we watch to criticize later.
All I know is a bunch of them YouTuber Apple guys, they're gonna have one of these units, and the very first thing they're gonna do is
they're gonna probably slap it right next to the Apple equivalent and go, yeah, they're gonna. That's not what they're gonna do.
Air, and they're gonna say this was $499 more, and then they're gonna start converting videos and be like, oh, it was the same speed.
Oh no, it was worse.
It was actually worse here. And you're gonna be like, you paying the extra $500 to be worse sometimes? There's your problem. Here's your sign.
Qualcomm has got to see that coming, man. There's gonna be a ton of reviews that's gonna put this right next to each other, and people are gonna see this. And it's gonna be a bad going.
There's a boomer in the building, sir.
Get rid of the boomers.
It's like having a haunted house. When you got a boomer operating the company, it's like having ghosts in the house and you trying to sell it.
He'd be like, boo. You couldn't go for no effects. Boo.
He'd come around the corner all ashy and dusty. So hoping that somebody like Lenovo and them will save the day. Because I'm gonna tell you something. We already discussed some of this. How that Z1, even that Z1 chip, right? Yeah, it ain't that great on graphics performance, but on regular processor performance, it's out of this world.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's outperforming i9s.
That's
So
crazy.
they were able to do that at what price point, sir?
Oh, it's low.
That's my point.
It's low.
That's all.
But you know
I'm
what?
saying.
I think. But here's the thing. That also says that games have been getting away from CPU usage for a long time. So it was always going to end up being a GPU race.
Exactly.
It was always going to end up being a GPU race because you see how Nvidia and AMD were like trading blows for a while. I mean, AMD's always been just behind Nvidia for a long time.
And that's one thing we do have to give Qualcomm, though. The Adreno GPUs have actually been better than the Apple phone GPUs consistently for a long time. It's just the Apple
Right.
processors have been killing since they came out. But their GPU sides have been always a little bit weaker up until probably just the most recent generation. The GPUs have been behind the Adreno. So this is another reason why Qualcomm can't drop the ball now on the GPU.
No, man, they don't. Look, I think they've already dropped the ball. They're moved on to the next generation, so they can it's whatever pain points that they've already know that is going to exist. That's what they're going to start working on, and then the next one will be just moderately a little bit better than look. Whatever Apple puts out, which have you noticed they don't? That's the funny thing. They never put out their products in line with their competitor. It's staggered in some weird thing, and then they're a generation behind. So like right now, their X Elite processor, when it comes out, it will look a little bit better than the M3, but then when Apple comes out with the M4, it's going to be way behind again. Like you catch up in the middle of the year, and then all of a sudden you fall behind again.
Well, here's the thing,
at
though.
the end of the year.
It'll be behind on benchmark, but not on user experience, which is what actually matters. User experience matters more than benchmarks.
But they do the same thing with the processors. Like, Apple will come out, like Apple comes out with the A16 Bionic, but the new Gen 5 has been tested since the middle of this year, and it barely outdoes it. But then by the time it's dropped to consumers, we're already on the A17 Bionic, and I'm like, why is your chips?
Did you just say that the new Snapdragon is outperforming the A16?
No. I didn't say that.
You said that it was.
No, I said that it would be moderate performance. Moderate.
It's gonna. What I'm saying is that it ain't performing as the A16. It probably ain't performing as the A15. Let's just be real.
But that's what I'm saying. It will on paper, it looks decent. I'm not saying it's perfect.
No,
that's
because
what I'm saying.
of that
Like
cache.
always,
It doesn't look decent to people who look at what the cache is.
That's true. I
People looking at clock speeds. Clock speeds don't mean nothing anymore.
But that's what I'm saying is it's purposely designed to stay just behind, but their cycle puts it ahead. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I don't think it matters. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Like I read these articles all the time, right?
If Qualcomm comes out with a phone processor and it's 10 times faster than the Apple processor, do you think it matters?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
So that's why I'm saying people are not using this to shop. They're just not. It's ecosystem. Ecosystem is what they're shopping with.
Yeah, but I just think that they purposely play this game with like the media and everybody. And I'm like, yo, put your stuff out at the same time so we can actually see apples, the oranges, the kumquats, what's really good.
But why would they do that when it gains them nothing? They gain nothing from it. Why do it?
Well,
no benefit.
Of course there's no benefit because going head up against your competitor.
Who does something for no reason? Nobody.
Hey, look, my thing is
competitor? Bro, Qualcomm and Apple are not competing, Keon. They're not. If they're competing, they stopped competing when the A6 came out. Okay.
Oh wow.
Let's just be real, bro. Let's stop pretending like there's some Apple Qualcomm battle on processors. There is not. There's no such thing. It's ecosystem.
Hey, look, when I read these articles and look at these teleprompter conferences, when you name drop your competitor or you got you have your competitor up on your slide showing our performance curve is better than that performance curve from last year's model, and then that means that you are technically competing against them, but you're doing
you know who
this
you're competing
passive.
for. But guess what? You're not competing for the customer base. You're competing for the investor, not the customer base. That's two different things.
Oh.
When Apple does that, that's for the investor.
Yay! More
you see what I'm saying?
crap.
The investor doesn't give a damn about what phone you buy. That's for the investor, sir. It has nothing to do with when Jim Bob goes to the store to get a phone. He ain't gonna look at the slideshow and go, "Oh, look at that! Hey, I'll perform." Well, I guess I'm gonna just diss this Android I've been having for 10 years because I saw a slide. No, dog, he ain't. He not, bro. I'm trying to tell you, this is not a real competition. It's not real.
I don't know. We need to start making it real.
That's like saying that Lamborghini and Toyota are competing. They are not, sir.
No. I just say that much I do know. But guess what?
Bentley doesn't care. Bentley don't care what Honda's doing. They don't care.
Lamborghini doesn't go in there in the investor meeting and show Toyota sales year over year.
First of all, Lamborghini don't even have investor meetings. They are a specialty exotic car brand. There is no investors. It's just rich people buying them so they can make their penis longer. I mean, let's just be real. Ain't no smart investor invested in Lamborghini, dog. Them stocks ain't going nowhere.
Man,
them stocks ain't about to just take off. They gonna be
same. But that's what I'm saying is when I watch these videos, they get the hype trains begins because you can tell that they throw the everybody needs to know what the equivalent is. Like if you just walk in there and talking about the numbers, people go, "Well, what that got to do with me?" Well, everybody knows Apple, so let's slap Apple on the thing with the M series and say that we're better than them for about 2.5 months. So that we all know they're going to come out with the M4, and then there'll be the M5 and the M25 in 10 more years. But we all know that you're gonna show that you look better than them for about 2 or 3 months, and then all of a sudden you're behind them again. I mean, honestly, I totally get what you're saying that they're not really competing.
You said behind at what? Don't say performance because they're not the same. You just said Qualcomm's chip release date and Apple's chip release date, and we're not even talking about these new computers. We're talking about historically. When have them two things releasing had anything to do with being ahead or behind? Qualcomm been behind since the A6. They have never been ahead. So it doesn't matter if Apple releases at the same time. They just go still be ahead, release at the same time. It doesn't matter. Think about it. The A6 was the fastest chip on the market when it dropped. It was fast as i5s were in desktop when we still had Qualcomm chips that was barely Celeron. So my point is, it doesn't matter when they release date is on two chips that don't have anywhere near remotely the same performance. Doesn't matter.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, man. We do as human beings, we always doing comparisons. I would like to say it like that.
But it ain't even close. That's the point I'm trying to make.
If a Toyota was beating a Lamborghini all the time off the line,
that can be done if you modify, but you can't modify your Qualcomm. So with that said, my point is, it's not a real competition until Qualcomm just chooses to actually perform. Maybe when they're actually performing on the cell phones with the A series chips, then your statement would be valid.
But we all know they're not going to. Look! They're not going to because they don't have a financial reason to do it.
I think they have to now because they're doing this with the desktop side, so they're gonna have to bump the phone. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. And we already see how the market share is going. Ecosystem is picking that market share, not processor performance. Because I've been using the iPhone now for it'll be a year this September of solid iPhone use, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't feel faster. It doesn't. I know the chip's faster, but in everyday use, it doesn't feel faster, which
But you
tells
know
me
what?
what?
I think that has to do with the OS.
But it doesn't
I
matter. It
think
doesn't matter. That's my
I
point,
think the
though.
OS holds it back.
Remember, it doesn't matter why. It's what you got. Why is irrelevant.
That's true.
It doesn't feel faster. We know now. I know if I start a benchmark, it's going to have better numbers, right?
Right.
But it ain't really opening Facebook any better. It ain't opening Instagram no better. It ain't opening
It-
YouTube
it-
no better. It's about the same, dog. Yeah, if I open a game or something, I don't really game on my phone. Yeah, it probably load a game faster. Cool, right? But in everyday usage, doesn't feel faster than a high-end Qualcomm chip. And the reason why is because the processors in these phones are way beyond what everyday apps need.
True.
So
No, I
to the
agree. I agree with that.
consumer, those benchmark charts don't translate when they go buy the device and it doesn't feel faster. Doesn't matter. Maybe it looks cooler, has better animations, better, whatever. That's what people are
Because
navigating
benchmarks don't
towards.
sell. People don't make financial decisions on benchmarks.
Yeah, benchmarks just make us nerds get happy and wet. That's about it. It doesn't really translate. If I go grab my Google Pixel out of my truck with that crappy Tensor processor, if I grab my Pixel 7 Pro and I hit Facebook, it's gonna load the same time as my iPhone 14 Pro Max. It ain't gonna load no faster.
But see, here's the thing. Well, when you say it's a crappy tensor processor, if it loads it the same, and you don't, if you don't know, you know what the difference is. But that person who only thing they knows is the phone, they open Facebook and Facebook opens the same.
Yeah. So
Is
the
it
battle
really
is
crappy?
the battle is the ecosystem. That's the point. That's why I say these benchmark stuff is cool for us nerds, but it doesn't translate to the regular people.
Yeah.
Apple been missing features for how long?
Oh, a long
how
time.
long? But did that translate to failure?
No, if anything, it gave them
You know
market
why?
share.
You know why?
It
Because
gave
most
them
people
market
weren't.
share.
Because only nerds cared about having all that extra stuff. The regular people didn't care. They didn't care until Apple put it out and made them care.
Yeah. When I say this to everybody all the time, I said Apple became the Gucci and Prada of tech, and because of that, when they come out with a new design, that's when the whole industry changes. If you ever notice, let's say the new purse design happened, all of a sudden you'll see that purse design somewhere similar in Gap. We all know
right
Gap
now,
is not competing against Gucci, so but that look and feel is what they'll emulate because they can't copy Gucci directly. So it's all about the look and feel. Oh, well, it feels the same. It uses something similar in materials, but it's cheaper.
I'm scrolling on actually smoother and faster at scrolling, but you already knew that because Android scroll faster, regardless. Which is something that I miss. I miss being able to scroll that fast.
Android adaptive frame rates are a lot better than iOS. Like adaptive frame rate is built into the OS itself.
So like when I launch it again, launch Facebook, let's see. Same speed, identical. Benchmark, not even close.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't
Regular
buy
usage.
benchmarks.
Exactly, bro. Regular usage doesn't matter.
Yo, so hey, no radio. On a separate subject, man, because we could talk about that one till the cows come home, literally. But so this week has been a very interesting week, starting off on April 1st. So April 1st, I get to my car and I'm greeted with a new download from Tesla.
Yeah.
So hold on. It's time to start making some Tesla owners angry. Here we go. So, lower this. Put that there. So I get introduced to Tesla's full self-driving is out of beta and is in supervised mode, and they're letting anybody that can run the software on their cars to run it for free for a month. Now, obviously, you know that I had to try this out. And it's not good. It's not good at all. It's a scary not good too, man. I don't know if nobody dropped out of
No,
call for a second.
I'm listening, sir. I'm letting you do your thing.
No, well, look, I'm testing this out. I'm still testing it, and I'm gonna do a video drive along, talking about it too. But this is my preliminary after a week of driving with it, and this thing is annoying as hell to drive. Now, I don't know if it's just the driver in me that I expect more, but this thing is dangerous.
Keon, now it's time for me to jump off the top rope. If it's driving, how are you driving? Explain. You said it's annoying to drive, but I thought it was driving.
Because here's the thing.
You mean it's annoying to ride? It's annoying to ride.
It's annoying to have to supervise. Look, it's in supervised mode. I'm supervising this damn full self-driving. Look, it's so annoying that it's almost to the place where why am I not just driving the car myself?
Man, you don't know what's hilarious about them giving you the little free trial.
What's that?
They didn't do that for you. They did it so they could collect data.
Oh! Don't get me wrong. I know that's exactly what they did. They didn't do it for me.
They did that so they could collect some data real quick and figure out some bugs and stuff to work out.
Oh yeah, they were like, oh well, we need a bigger data set. Give everybody it for free for a month.
What's it going to cost us? Nothing. We're nothing. We're ripping them off anyway. It's going to cost us nothing.
Bro, at $12,000 for the whole thing, this thing is not worth $12,000. It's no radio. Okay, so as I've been using it, this is I'm gonna tell you some scary things about this. Okay, this is where it gets scary. Number one, the processor that's processing everything for the self-driving is delayed by a half a second. So you know how fast you can move, how far you could travel in a half a second.
Yeah, a long way.
You can move a long way in half a second. Then on top of that, it's crowdsourcing all the data and putting it into their map data. So it's not even really seeing nothing except what it's trying to see in real time. So like speed bumps, it don't see speed bumps. It knows a speed bump is there because Tesla drivers slow down at that speed bump. And if you have all this data, you go, well, they're at 35, 35, 35, 10. Back to 35 again. What would you assume? There's a speed bump or something right there, either a stop sign or a speed bump that making them slow down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this system is pulling data from the web, from their home office or whatever you want to call it, from the mothership, at the same time trying to see the road, and it doesn't do either one of them very well. When I speculated that there was something weird about it, because we all like the car gets like a rudimentary autopilot, right? It comes standard on all the vehicles, but I always notice like when it tries to show you stuff on the screen, it was delayed, and I was like, well, that could be that I don't have the full blown software. But now that I have the full blown software and it's running, or this version, because they're going to update the versions, they're going to come out with something else, and all these YouTubers are just like bubbly happy and, oh my God, I'm so impressed with what's going on. This is so wonderful. No radio. Where are the majority of Tesla owners located at?
California, probably.
But normally it's around cities, right?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Okay. These people are on YouTube driving in the country with a system that's going to be used in the city. That I only came across one YouTuber, and he was in New York, and even when he did it, it ran a couple of lights. I noticed that.
Damn.
Yes, I
My
saw it run a
question is
light.
this:
I was like, yo,
when you run the red light, do you still get the ticket?
you know I get the ticket. You know I get the ticket.
I think Tesla needs to pay for that ticket and that
I think
insurance
so
increase.
too. When I get hey, look, it speeds an area it needs to slow down at. It slow downs an area it needs to speed up. All that's through metadata. It doesn't see the signs. It knows the speed limit's there because they've done something similar to what Google's done with Street View, and they just go in and map out all the information. They can see where all the Tesla owners drive at, and they just go in and fill in the gap. Because I drove on some backcountry road, and the speed limit was 35, but it stayed at 45, 50. And I was like, ain't no Tesla owner coming back here. Cause I know. Because on my side in Prince George's County, Maryland, there's not many Tesla drivers. So I'm over here in these backwoods, and the speed limits aren't changing.
Mm.
So that this is where the problem that I have with this system is coming. Is getting this weird hype train effect, which is why they put it out. One, they put it out for data, like you said. And number two, they put it out because all the data they're going to collect from all these drivers, giving them data, because I'm giving it to them too. I report when stuff is wrong. Last night, the car got put in between a rock and a hard spot. Somebody was parked on the side of the road. And, in DC, they people park in the lane. Okay. But there was a guy in my rear view adjacent in the next lane behind me coming up. And I was like, ooh, let's see what the car gonna do now. The car is coming up. It almost ran into the car in front of me. It almost ran into the parked car because it could not shift. It could not lane shift. So instead of just slowing down to a stop, let the person pass, then move over into the next lane, it was like, I'd rather hit the car.
Mm.
I was like, oh Lord, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yo, when I tell you that, look, you're gonna if you pay attention, people like a lot of the YouTube community loves to give give Tesla all this praise. What they're doing is going to end up getting a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of accidents. That's what I want to see is the accident rate when this came out. That's what I want to know. I want to know, did accidents and Teslas go up when people turn this thing on?
Mm-mm-mm.
Now here's the thing: the only place that I saw it do half decent was on the freeway, but it still lacks on the freeway because like what me and you would do on the freeway if we come up on a slower vehicle, we just go around them, right?
Oh yeah.
This car literally gets right up on the bumper and then wants to make the decision: should I go around it or not? Like, why do I gotta slow down? You see, I'm looking at your computer. I'm looking at the computer, seeing when you see it. I say, okay, so you see it now. I can see on the screen you see it because it's moving with us, and you still decide to go all the way up to the bumper. Like that's moving. That's moving slower than we are. Why do you have to get right up on the bumper to make the decision that I need to go around you?
Remember, that's how Elon's grandma drives.
Hey man. Hey, look. So the way that they train, this model, right, is basically they fed it a whole bunch of people driving, and that's how it learned how to drive. Okay. Well, we all know that every car is different. So they probably have a model for Model Y. They probably have a end-to-end model for the Model X, the S, the 3. Okay. Well, with the Model Y being the America's favorite vehicle right now, what do you think the first thing that it does from a stoplight?
Mm-hmm.
It takes off. It literally floors it. It mimics all these people who are like, oh, look, I could do 0 to 60, or I could do 0 to 30 real fast. And it literally goes up to 35 and then slow down.
Lord Jesus, you know that's something that an old man told me one time. He said, I know how you could never get a ticket again and you can still drive fast. I said, how you do that? He said, go to the speed limit as fast as you can.
Hey. The radio, I almost got a ticket for that shit. The radio, I almost got a ticket for that 2 nights ago.
That could be considered reckless driving.
Yes, that can be considered reckless driving. The radio, I lie to you not. I was testing it through a neighborhood because I was crossing neighborhoods to get to go charge the car up for my brakes. And I was like, well, let me see what it look like in the neighborhood. First of all, it doesn't like neighborhoods because it drives smack dab in the middle of the road on a 2-lane highway because of all the parked cars. But Metropolitan Police officer pulled in behind me because the car took off too fast from a stop sign. I did it for like 2 blocks and I realized he was right behind me and I turned it off and then he turned away. I was like, yo, this car gonna get me a ticket.
Hey, I've been like, officer, the car's doing that on its own. If you don't believe me, get in here with me then. Come take a ride and I'll show you. This car's doing that shit on its own.
Hey, look, and then on top of that, it's a talking piece because people, I'll talk to people about it, and I can show people. I'll be like, hey, you want to experience full self-driving for yourself? One lady said, hell no.
She said, oh, hell.
Yo,
like a car
she said it fast.
Was it a black lady?
No, it was a white lady.
Oh, shit.
She said it quick. She was like, no.
She's been to the barbecue before.
Right.
She said, it's the
she
way
said
she
it
said
fast,
it.
too. Her boyfriend was a little interested, but she said no.
She said, not today, Sonny.
But no radio. That's the problem is they built their model off of driving like a person. But the people they have built their model off don't know how to drive. Like, this is the true reason why we all say people don't know how to drive. You can tell because they built the car is mimicking. Remember how we said AI is mimicking us?
Oh, I told you that.
So here we are with a car that's learning how to drive from us, and they're picking people who don't know how to drive.
Well, because wait a minute, it's because the majority of people don't know how to drive, Keon. That is the truth. So remember, AI looks at everybody, good, bad, indifferent. It's going to look at whatever the bulk is.
That's true.
Innately the problem. That's why you put AI out. That's why they let AI out on the internet, and it didn't take but like a month or two before it was talking crazy.
What was it? All those chat bots, all of a sudden it became racist.
They're racist. Yeah, it's because they're dealing with racist people on the internet and racist ideologies and crazy people.
Oh,
what do you think's gonna happen when you set it free in the world? That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Look, me and Sneed was having a conversation one day, and I said, Sneed, 99.999% of people are racist. Sneed's like, I don't believe that. I should have had that in the hold. Then why would they let AI loose on the internet? It came back racist a month later. Why would they let it loose on the internet?
As soon as they did, because they learned it from everybody else.
And the difference is, unlike people, because we have emotions, we can cope our bad habits. The AI don't know how to lie. It's just gonna tell the truth. You see?
That's true.
So there you go. That's another prime example.
One another thing it does because of that half a second delay, it sees stoplights very late. So it slams on brakes. So the system is processing, all of a sudden they realize, oh, this is a red light. Wham! It puts full brakes on.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm like, if I believed everything that was being said by these YouTubers that had full self-driving way before I got my hands on it, you would think that this thing was like navigating itself from coast to coast with no interventions. Literally, I do like 45 interventions in 1 hour.
You would have like a driver's ed teacher hitting that brake on the other side.
Yes. Oh God, the car with the modified brake on the opposite side. I've seen those cars.
I drove a Ford Taurus when I did my driver's ed. On the other side.
Oh, yep. I've seen those modified. Yeah, that guy said, "Look, you ain't gonna kill me today. We're gonna stop this whole vehicle to the brakes fall off."
He hit that thing on you too, boy. He hit that.
Oh yeah,
over the smallest thing. But like, what you gonna do when you come to a stop light? Oh, you gonna crash and you slam on the brakes.
Yep. But
you're gonna crash.
But here's the thing: roundabouts confuses it. The way that the system tries to cope with it, it tries to change lanes when it's not sure. I'm like, what happens if I got a car next to me? You can't change lanes if you're not sure. I'm just gonna let you change lanes because you're not sure. So when I get ready to do my review, because I'm gonna show, I had to put I need to put something that shows G-force, like something rocking in front. Dog, last night when I was coming home, this thing almost slammed into a wall. But I put like a flashlight on the string on the mirror so I could see how much force it was actually doing. So the flashlight touched the screen because that's how much force it was applying to stop. When it's taking turns real hard, it's leaning to the side. So that's something I'm gonna end up showing because none of these YouTubers are really showing you what this car is actually doing. They're just like, "Oh, this is so wonderful! Look, it let the school of deer go by." Which I'd like to add, they don't see deer. No radio, this thing don't see deer. It sees people, but it don't see deer.
You got one.
So it's about to get ugly. My review is going to be real bad. I have a feeling. Unless they're going to kick me off the internet.
Illuminati gonna come after you.
Yes, they are. I see it coming. I'm gonna get kicked off the internet because of my review. I don't care. Because I drive 40 hours a week, dog. These people probably only drive like 4 minutes a day. And they're gonna do a review on something that's gonna drive you around town.
Oh man.
Look, how are you gonna review something that needs to keep people safe when you don't even drive people around?
I don't know, man.
Hey, look, I have a 5.0 after 10 years. No radio. I've been doing Uber for 10 years. I still have a 5.0 average on Uber. Okay. So you can't drive reckless and keep a 5.0.
Depends on who the passenger is.
Hey, you passengers are picky, man.
Somebody get there quick and they want you to whip that thing.
Hey, look, I had a Japanese guy shake my hand when he got out of the car. Was like, "You are best driver I've ever had."
Don't you bait me like that. Don't you dare bait me like that. How dare you? Oh my Lord, I'm not gonna fall for it, Jesus. No, Jesus. No, sweet Jesus. I ain't gonna jump in there.
Hey, look, I've been thanked by people saying that I drive good. So I am very bougie about driving. Like, you know how you bougie about computers? I drive too much for a system to come out and say that it's ready for prime time and this thing is not even ready to be on the same stage as some people. This car wouldn't even be able to pass driver's ed. That's how bad it is. It would flunk the test before it even get on the road. You know how you got the written test and the driving test.
What you're saying is Elon paid somebody off. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
To get that thing cleared for the road.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's capitalism.
Oh. But hey, look, if you want to see what my review is, stay tuned. I'm going to do it at the end of this month. Is with it being April, it's probably going to be like just a week before the trial ends. That way I can show everybody, and I'm doing it at night. That way I don't get anybody slamming in the back of me while I'm doing this review. Because I'm gonna let the car do it up to a point until I feel like it's not safe no more, and I can react to it faster. I just don't want nobody behind me when I get ready to do it, because they're not gonna know what I'm doing. They're just gonna be like, "Yo, who is that crazy driver driving the car?" I need a sticker that says "self-driving in process." That's what I need. No radio. Let's see. We're gonna get off that subject. And we're going to go to telecommunications. Where's it at? Here we go.
You have a fresh perspective.
A little bit of a fresh perspective. So we're gonna start it off first with some information from cord cutters.
No, Jesus.
What's wrong with cord cutters?
It's gonna be so exciting.
All right, so cord cutters, talking about cord cutting 2.0 is here, and it's hurting Spectrum, AT&T, and Comcast. But what is it? So they're doing their annual. People are leaving, the big telecom companies and running elsewhere. We've talked about this before. They're moving, but I think that people are just trying to find a new happy place. Talking about Comcast losing customers, Spectrum losing customers. The cord cutting revolution is here. But last week, Brandon, when he came on, he was a week early, and I kind of think that Google listens to me a little too much, because as soon as he mentioned that on that Monday, I end up coming across the article for YouTube TV. And remember that question I asked you? I said, at what point will they become profitable? And I kept saying that because I'm like, hey, look, I feel that you don't do anything just because. Like, you don't just go, hey, look, you know what? You don't just do, hey, I'm just going to start this business and be, in debt for the rest of my life.
It's not about debt. Not being in debt and being profitable are two different things. So go ahead. I'm not going to make money. What is their profit margin, sir?
Okay, so currently, right now, this article is on Light Reading, and it says YouTube TV set to become top U.S. TV provider by 2026, and they're saying that it's going to be profitable in 2026.
How profitable?
With like a 1%? No, they're saying like a 13%. Let's see if I can find it in the report.
What? So you're going to go from 0 profitability straight to 13?
No, it's actually been going up. So they said that here, YouTube TV doesn't break out financials. They said they generated about $6 billion in revenue in 2023.
Yeah, that just tells you how much cash is flowing. That ain't got nothing to do with profit. Their revenue could have gone to $1 trillion. That don't make them profitable.
because your expenses can eat away from the
Remember, revenue is
either way.
total cash flow. It has nothing to do with how much you're making. Nothing to do with it. Revenue has
Right.
nothing to do with what you make. You could have a company that has $100,000 in revenue, but it's only 10% profitable. And the company next door has 50,000, but it's freaking 50% profitable. They're actually making more money because even though they have less revenue, they're making more money.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Revenue is irrelevant to profit. I
So
want
they're
to know what the
talking
profit
about
is now.
so they're talking about a 10 to 15% margins on their business
In what year?
in 2026.
What is it today?
No,
Is it still,
no,
is it still
I'm
none?
sorry. So they're talking about 6% margin. My bad.
When?
In 2026.
Oh, okay. See that now that makes better sense. You know what I'm saying?
6% margin.
Okay, but what is it today?
Today, so
That's what we care about.
okay, so within this analyst,
It's
they
still
said
negative.
that
I'm pretty sure it's still negative.
It's still negative now.
Exactly.
So they said the analysts believe that YouTube TV was slightly unprofitable in 2023 due to the NFL Sunday Ticket package.
Oh,
So the
what
losses
happens?
so the losses they accrued from the Sunday Ticket drew them down. So that means they were on the verge of being profitable until they implemented the Sunday Ticket.
Now that sounds good, right? Now what
Right.
happens when the providers up the rates on them?
That's going to eat into those margins.
And then what are they going to do?
It's probably going to go back down again.
They're going to raise your prices again.
True. But look,
Which means you're going to be back in cable land by 2027.
But here's the thing. So in this right here, I'm gonna see if I can blow this up so people can see it.
I think right now the highest cable plan you can buy is like $110, not including any kind of boxes or anything. It's like $110 is the highest cable plan you can probably buy right now.
So I'm not against the fact that I think cable, like YouTube TV prices are going to go up again. Like that's something that Brandon harps on.
But they're gonna have to
rename
they're gonna have to rename cord cutters as soon as it gets this high cable.
What's the Brandon name you're gonna have for cord cutters? It's gonna call wallet snatchers because that's what's gonna happen. But here's the thing: we know that the Comcasts, the Charters, the Dish, those have been going down, and the Hulu's and the YouTube TV has been going up. So it's showing here.
Yeah, remember though, those companies are going down in subscribers, but not profit.
Right.
Because remember, profit is relative.
But
how that works?
So subscriber growth can yield more profit though.
No, it doesn't. That's not how it works. Every time you add a sub, you have to pay a fee for every one of them. That fee doesn't get lower because you add more. It's the same profit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 50% is 50%. It don't matter if it's $1 million or if it's $1 billion. It's still 50%. You see what I'm saying? Profit is how much you spend versus how much you get back. Google doesn't get more back because they add more customers. It's not more profit. It's the same profit. If it's 10%, right? It's all. For example, if they make 10% on selling you TNT network, right? It doesn't matter if they sold you TNT network to 1 billion people or 10 people. The profit margin is the same, and that's what we're talking about. Is profit margin. We don't care about revenue. That's why we said profit.
Let me ask you a question. So let's say that we're to keep the numbers within reason so I can understand them and whatnot. If you buy, the whatever package TNT, and YouTube TV has to pay TNT X amount of money, right?
It's a flat rate no matter how many subs. They don't get a discount because they got more subs.
Right.
So the profit doesn't change.
So if another user comes on,
you add revenue but not profit. You're adding revenue, not profit.
Okay.
That's the difference. Because remember,
my question was
the only time profit increases. Profit increases when you lower your cost, not when you raise subscribers. Profit increases when your costs lower. That's how that works. Profit is the same. If it's 7%, it's 7%. Whether you got one customer or a million, it's still 7%. It's just more revenue.
Okay, but
You confuse revenue
but
and profit.
the whole idea is to be profitable.
I get that, but my
But
point
but the
I'm
way
making.
but the way that you're describing it is there's no road
I
for
didn't say
to
that.
profitability.
I didn't say that. I'm saying is that what's going to happen is the same thing that happened with cable companies. The price is going to continue to rise and the only way they're going to make profit or gain profit or get more profit is by raising prices, even beyond their cost increase. So you don't go from 6% profit to 13% profit because you have more subscribers. That doesn't happen. It's not how it works.
No. That's not how it works.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
It even says it right here. The reason why they went up to $6 billion in revenue was from 900 million in 2019 was because of the ongoing price increases. So just increasing the prices made them go up to 6 billion from 900 million.
That does more for them than more subscribers do, is the point. Increasing prices adds profit. Increasing subscribers does not.
But here's the thing. There's going to be a breaking point at which people are not going to tolerate the numbers.
It's
like
going
right
to
now,
be the cable company all over again, like I just said.
Right, but
people are going to hate YouTube just like they hated the cable company, even though y'all acting like YouTube came to save y'all. They didn't.
I have always said that the cable companies refuse to be flexible. It was the flexibility people wanted, man.
How did the cable companies refuse? They don't control what's in the cable package.
No. But here's the thing: it's about seeing that people like radio. A lot of people don't have cable.
What could the cable company have been more flexible on?
Home.
What could the cable company have been more flexible on?
About where I can watch my TV at.
I can watch my TV anywhere. You're talking about certain channels can't be watched. That ain't got nothing to do with the majority of people. The most watched channels on TV are available streaming outside the home of every major provider in the world, sir. Outside the home. You're talking about rare instance channels, sir. You're not talking about the most watched TV channels in the world. What's the most watched TV channel in the world? Do you know? You even know what it is? I guarantee you don't watch it. I guarantee you don't even watch it. It's the point I'm trying to make. You want an eyeball channel. What channel could you not get outside the home on Comcast specifically that you just had to have? What channel was it?
At the time, it was Discovery.
My Discovery is available outside the house.
Yeah, now, but that's 10 years later. Look, here you go.
My G.
In 2019, like matter of fact, 2017.
My Discovery has always been available outside the house. The only channels I couldn't get outside the house was local networks. I could get all my major networks. That's you. So you just said cable companies didn't do it. You can't use your neighborhood and your local agreements that Comcast has to describe all the industry, sir.
But here's the thing: the cable companies are the industry, though.
And I believe you are overvaluing people watching outside the home, watching regular TV outside the home, because they're not. They're watching YouTube. They're watching YouTube.
And you know what?
Netflix.
I think that you might underestimate the value of people having to want to watch that TV on the go.
I can show you the numbers. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't do feelings. I do numbers, and the numbers say that outside the home viewing is not live TV. The only major thing that does get outside the home viewing is sports. Not Discovery Channel, sir.
Well, here's the thing. Now that sports is now like you could literally watch the NFL on the go now. More people are going to gravitate towards it.
Keon, I was watching my sports outside the home all the way back in 2007, 8, 9 because of the damn Sling box with Dish.
Yes, but
it was already available.
But here's the thing. But how many people were doing Sling? Anybody who was a nerd was doing Sling.
But the Sling was built into the box, sir.
See,
you didn't even have to add it on. It's built into the Dish box.
And Hey,
And
look,
yeah, so my
whenever
point is,
whenever I walked into people's homes that I visited them, they didn't have no sling box. They had
well,
cable.
that was them.
I
Yeah, but
saw a cable box.
I'm just telling you, it was already available though. It didn't change the world because it was available. If it was that wanted, everybody would have ran and got it. So you just proved my point. When people really want something, they will get the service that provides that. You're claiming that people would pick a service because they could go outside the home. And I just gave you an instance where they were going outside the home a long time ago, and that didn't make everybody and their mama switch to Dish Network.
Well, okay. Case in
Because
point.
that
Case in
ain't a
point.
big enough feature.
What made
It ain't a
what
big enough
made
feature.
here you go. What made PlayStation come out with PlayStation View? If that was the case, if we were using your model where there was no need, then PlayStation View would have never been a thing.
The majority of PlayStation View users were also at home watching, not on the go, sir. Facts. You can look it up. You treat this as
yes, kind of no.
So here's my part, right? You take your personal need and you push that to the front. Them people in the cable cutters room is not making the argument you are, and their whole life is about cutting the cable, and they don't even argue about outside the home viewing like you do. Just like you argue about mobile gaming, and ain't nobody else doing it.
Oh man, hey, there's a lot of no people like me that are looking to try to play games on the go.
You are a minority is the point. And minorities will never be up front first. They will never be. The majority of people who are actually watching any kind of live TV are elderly people. The majority. And when I say majority, remember, we already have an aging population. So what they tell you about the population, the majority of people in America are old, not young, right? They ain't out watching TV on their phones. These are the same generation of people who still mad because they had to give up their flip phone. And you talk about watching TV shows outside the daggum house when the majority of actual TV subscribers are old people.
Hey, look, I have two old people in my life, and understand when I gave my mom YouTube TV before they really put the restrictions that they locked it down even more than what they have. Understood. She was watching it everywhere.
Cool, but she is not the majority.
I understand she's not the majority, but
I know my mama ain't the majority, which is why I don't use her in examples.
The reason it's
my
hard.
My mama records 100 separate TV series. Do you think that is the majority of people?
No.
So do you think I'm gonna come in here and argue that everybody needs to be able to record 100 series on their DVR because my mama is the example? No, I realize she's an anomaly. That's my point. You can't use your personal life to describe how Americans are responding to products. All you have to do is look at history, and history shows us that these products are not successful, i.e. PlayStation View was not successful. You just named a product that failed and tried to use it to justify out of the home viewing.
And I would wait. But I would like to say this, right? I feel that it's kind of hard to say that my personal experience doesn't translate over if we don't do a larger sample size to find out whether or not is it something that people want.
You ready?
Only thing I could do is give my credentials to one person. I can't give it to 500 people and find out.
All you have to do is look at the Nielsen numbers, because the Nielsen numbers actually collect data from the streaming apps and from people's cable boxes at home and your cell phones. The Nielsen group collects all that data, and they will show you that people don't even watch live TV to begin with. So saying that the success of YouTube TV has anything to do with watching outside the home is irrelevant. The success of YouTube TV was price. Had nothing to do with outside the home viewing. That did not just draw everybody and their mama had to come. That drew a certain group of people who may live a certain lifestyle where they're always away from home and have free time and need entertainment. That does not have to do with the majority of people. The majority of people don't need that ability. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe I would say maybe 20% of the population would need the ability to watch stuff outside the home. And even then, the majority of them would be live sports fans.
Yes.
Not the dude who's watching Naked and Afraid on Discovery Channel.
Hey, which is I like to say that's a very good TV show. It's very realistic. People just keep that in mind.
And my reasoning behind that is that live sports is the only thing that live still matters in. That's the reason why I say live sports is the only thing people are actually watching live. Everything else, people are either DVRing that crap, or they're just binge watching it on Netflix, Hulu, or something, or whatever. But they're not sitting down and I gotta watch it right now, real time live. They ain't doing that, bro. The majority of people ain't.
So here's the thing. Then what? Then are we
I'm going in
saying
1,800 houses a year, bro? I have spent the last 14 years dealing with. Before I got into the maintenance department, I spent what 1,200 houses a year, and maybe 5% of them even cared to ask about the damn streaming. I had to push the streaming app as an extra thing to be like, hey, look what you can do. They had already been sold the product. That didn't sell the product. Being able to watch outside the home didn't sell the product. So I'm trying to tell you. And if you go in and you install these services and you troubleshoot these streaming apps with these people, you will find out that most of them don't give a damn about watching outside the home. The only ones that care about what's outside the home are people who constantly travel. That is not the majority of people. The majority of people stay within 10 miles of their house year round. Truck drivers would need YouTube TV. Like a truck driver would need YouTube TV, not just want it. He would need YouTube TV.
Right. I understand.
That ain't the majority of people. The lady who works at the sock factory down the street and she comes home every day, gets off at 3 o'clock. She don't need YouTube TV. She might want it, but she don't need it for the point that you made. She's the majority of people.
So my question is then where's YouTube TV getting their subscribers from? Like
everywhere.
If you telling me that people don't need it, but obviously they're moving towards it.
You said that outside the home was some big factor that manipulated people to wanting it. I said that's not it. I didn't say they weren't getting subscribers. I said that is irrelevant to how they're getting subscribers. They were getting subscribers because they were cheaper. You know how I know? Because I was going in houses every goddamn day going, oh, let me help you get this TV because it's the Wi-Fi for your YouTube TV service. Yeah, the price is so much better. You know how many times I heard that? I ain't heard one person go, I can watch it outside the home, get more channels outside the home. Never heard it. Never heard a single customer tell me that. If I had to troubleshoot that stuff for people, I think you fail to realize that even though we ain't giving them the TV, guess what? We got to troubleshoot when the Wi-Fi don't reach that smart TV that the YouTube TV app is on. I have to troubleshoot that with the customer.
Right.
But you don't think about that part. So I don't
think about that part because I never encountered that part, but I have done troubleshooting for people and
that's
understand
my point, though.
But I want to say this. Right? I want to say this is that the growth factor is starting to play. Like I guess that once you get to a certain point, all of a sudden it snowballs. But my question has always been that if there was no need for it, then I feel like it would never.
No one argue about
it would never grab hold.
You're missing the point. You're adding ideas to what we said. We said that it's just going to be cable all over again. You're adding all this. Oh, people don't need it. No one ever said they don't need it. That ain't even an argument. We just said it's going to be cable 2.0. That was the only argument we were making. It's going to be just as bad as cable in a few years. That's the only argument. End of discussion. All the rest of the stuff is irrelevant. That was the whole point. If you run a YouTube TV and you give it all these reasons why you think it's better, that's cool, right? But guess what? Them same customers that's leaving them rave reviews is gonna be pissed when them prices are the same as cable in a few years. And all those people who didn't care are gonna be sitting back laughing because y'all thought y'all was getting away with something.
The cable company's gonna just turn around. The cable company's gonna just turn around and give you YouTube TV.
Exactly, and then we're gonna still be laughing at you because that's gonna be your problem with the bills high. Not ours.
And the cable company is going to be paying YouTube TV to give to the existing customers they have. They're going to be like, "Yo, we don't have to deal with this problem no more. Thank you. Have a nice day."
No, exactly.
If anything, it's becoming centralized.
That's what I'm saying. Is bro, when you just get ready. You just get ready because what's the price now? $89.
$73 or $73.
$73. And that's how many channels?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's probably north of like 150 plus.
Okay, I give about 3 more years because I'm pretty sure some of their carriage agreements are going to run out, and them rate hikes are coming.
Look, I literally do not think that it's going to stay at $73 for a long period of time. I think that
That
people's
150
appetite.
channels, it'll be 109 by 2028.
Hey, look, they already went through what was it? What they call it? Carriage agreement. It was a bad
Yeah,
one with ABC,
yeah.
and Disney.
Well,
I
guess
mean,
what?
like,
There'll
yo,
be
they
another one with every other network. There'll be another one with Viacom. There'll be another one with whoever. And this is going to keep getting uglier and uglier. And then people are going to be doing the same thing. Why do I got to get all these channels?
But you know what? Here's the thing. I think that once you hit this mark right here, 12.4 million, I think the power shifts. Like,
It doesn't. Because the cable companies had 30 million and they didn't have no power shift.
Let's see.
The cable
Right
companies
now,
had 30 million TV subs and the power didn't shift.
They're projecting Comcast going down to like 9 million. I think
That's
Charter is going to be at 11 million. YouTube TV is going to jump up past them.
Yep.
But I think that the more people you have, the more bargaining power you have. Now,
okay,
I'm saying this on a recording for later playback. So when I'm wrong, people gonna go, "Hey, you were wrong." But if I'm right,
you think NBC gonna stop NBCing because it's YouTube? Nope. They're gonna do the same thing they did to the cable companies and the satellite companies. Even when they got up in them higher numbers of customers, they still raised their rates. It didn't matter. Yes, they get better deals in smaller cable companies, but that doesn't translate for the customer either way. Because guess what? It is impossible to make customers happy. It is impossible. Cannot be done. Especially the people who actually care about live TV. That is a generation that is dying. I don't mean no offense by it if you feel like you part of that generation, but what I'm telling you is that generation is dying, bro. Live sports is the only thing that matters live, and everything else is optional. And our youngins and kids ain't gonna be there for it, which is another reason why YouTube TV is gonna be in trouble in the long run, because the next generation doesn't care about live TV. This product does not have a long life.
Well, it's gonna. You know what it does? It smooths the transition from live to streaming.
Yeah,
it's that smooth train. Like if you were the type of person that said you watch the stories now, and you get the country Wayne effect. You know what I mean? You know that every day at 3:00 it comes out. Then at 3:00, you'll watch it at 3:00.
But look at the model Netflix is doing. Look at what Netflix is doing. They're doing live events now.
Yeah,
that's because
wait, though.
Exactly my point. That is the future of TV. The future of TV is everything is streamed except live sports. There will be no more you turn on CBS and it just plays. That is
what? I've been meaning to ask you about that. I have been meaning to ask you about that. Is how do you feel that a YouTuber is getting ready to fight Mike Tyson?
It's a joke. It's a fake fight. That's how I feel, honestly. You want my honest feelings? I think it's a fake fight.
I don't necessarily know it's fake, but I think
that Roy Jones fight was fake. When he fought when Mike, that was fake, right? Okay, that was fake.
Yes.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. This fight's fake, bro. That's how I feel.
Oh Lord.
They're gonna get in there and make it look good, do a nice sparring match or whatever, and then it's either gonna be a draw or Mike Tyson is gonna forget that it's fake. It's gonna destroy that young man. The only way that young man beats up Mike Tyson is if Mike Tyson actually fakes and the other guy fights for real and happens to get a lucky shot.
Oh my god!
The only way he beats up Mike Tyson, because that nigga Mike Tyson is still a goddamn demon from the depths of hell. He has been knocking souls out of people's bodies since before
I'm just saying, man. Hey, growing up watching Mike and going over cousin's house who had like satellite dishes and pay for the pay. Look, you sit there watching the pay TV.
That was my crib.
and we all know that he was gonna knock that dude out, but we still bought it for that 30 seconds of that fight. We knew 30 seconds in that guy was gonna be on the floor, but we still paid for it. Like people still paid to see a butt whooping.
And the truth of the matter is, the only reason why Mike fell off is because of drug use. If Mike Tyson would have never started doing cocaine and stuff, Vander Holyfield wouldn't have stood a chance against him.
I agree.
And none of the fights he lost, he didn't lose any of those fights in prime condition. Not a single one. Every one he was all drug abuse and not training. He literally got out of jail, was doing a bunch of coke, and then wouldn't have a major fight. Of course, he lost that fight, dude.
Yeah, but now they starting to show like his training videos and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, I don't even want to get into boxery with that man. Hey, look, I said I don't even want to get in there with him. Like, fudge that.
Look, I will get in the ring with Mike Tyson for approximately $5 million. Not a penny.
He said approximately $5 million.
Oh, because no radio is gonna get knocked out. I'm gonna be sleeping. My tongue gonna be out. I'm gonna be slobbering. I might even have brain damage. So the fight is gonna be less than one round.
But you know what? But here's the thing. So how is this gonna work? Is this gonna be an extra thing that I gotta pay for in the app, or is this gonna start streaming for me?
That's the thing. The way they're making it sound, it ain't gonna be nothing extra.
It just brings people to the yard. That's pretty much what it does. It's going to like,
Netflix.
I gotta have Netflix as a subscription, and I need to.
So guess what?
That's what I've been thinking. I'm like, how is it going to do this?
Guess what happened? So remember they dipped their toe in the water with Chris Rock on the live thing because he did his live on Netflix, and I forgot another comedian also did his live. Can't remember which one it was. I think Darnell Rollins did his live.
Right.
Netflix is playing with these live events because that goes back to what I said. Original content is king. Not let me put a series that I already played on regular TV over here, and now you think I'm special. Original content is king. If enough people pile in and enough subs add, Netflix will be incentivized to do what? Pay big money to get more select events that you have to have Netflix to watch. And think about it. It's cheaper for them to arrange this fight than it is for them to make a TV series.
Oh yeah, by far.
It's cheaper.
This is 1-to-1. Like the amount of hype they put behind this thing right now.
Yeah.
Like people are going to subscribe just for fun, just to see what's about to go down, and then everybody's going to want to see what the fight was because they're gonna copyright the heck out of it. So you have to see the fight.
So you guess what? They'll probably end up signing some kind of long-term deal to make a bunch of fights exclusive. And maybe even start competing with Showtime. And everybody with the box.
But here's the thing. The way I see it is you still even if you were subscribed to HBO, you still didn't get the fight. Like they still put it behind.
It's because they're a traditional cable channel. I just told you the cable channels themselves are greedy and evil. Netflix can justify being $22 a month when they have all the new exclusive fights coming up, can't they?
That's true.
All righty then. Welcome to the future, big dog. Welcome to the future.
What happens? Here you go. What happens when people look at the numbers, realize it's crazy? Netflix goes to like the boxing organization, so the premier boxing organization, and now they become
but that's fake. They don't even have to. Do you not remember that the last Mike Tyson fight? It was through Thriller or Triller.
Yeah,
the same company who was doing the same one that was doing the versus battles for the music shit.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he owns a piece of that.
Oh, wow.
So that's my thing. You don't even need the major boxing organization. It's the point I'm trying to make. You don't even need them. You can do celebrity fights. People are going to get big money with celebrity fights. And I know you don't watch that side of YouTube.
The celebrities have to really fight.
But bro, you don't watch that side of YouTube. I do. There's a lot of celebrities talking junk that a lot of people would pay to watch fight. but because you don't live on that side of YouTube, you don't know about it. Like people want to see Charleston White actually get in the ring and fight. A lot of people do. You probably don't even know who Charleston White is.
No, I don't. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to act like I don't. I'm not going to act like I do.
The truth is, you ain't that black, but it's okay. You ain't got to be that black.
No, you're not taking my black card, sir. You're not taking it from me.
How can I take something you never had?
You're trying to stamp holes in it. I caught what you said, sir. That's mean.
All I'm saying is this, bro. There is a big honeypot of events they can play with and make a lot of money and draw a lot of people in. And if Netflix is smart about this, if this event is successful, they can then do other high-profile events like this, and that will justify some of the pricing. And it's cheaper than filming a series where you're paying $20 million an episode.
And the only way this is going to actually work is that Tyson is allowed to be Tyson. It can't be some charity event where Bo Tyson and John Paul.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Paul,
though. Sadly, Keon, I wish that were true. I wish from the bottom of my heart. I hate to say it, but they will get away with it even if he does. Just because it's him. Man. Just because it's him, dog. Just because Tyson is that big, bro. I want you to understand. Tyson is so big. Do you realize that Tyson could just go in there and sit in the chair and talk for an hour and it would bring viewers? I want you to realize that.
Yes. But what I'm saying is this:
he already did it. By the way,
the future of Netflix is going to have live events. Tyson is going to have to. They're going to have to be like, "Yo, Tyson, go be Tyson." Hey, his training videos making him look like he's the Tyson of old. And that white boy, sorry to say, he gonna get his butt handed to him. If the Tyson of old comes in that ring. People will be happy to, subscribe to Netflix at that point.
But they got to bring it quick. They can't have delays. They have to bring the next event very quickly.
That's true. Because people will subscribe and unsubscribe.
I think
they will only subscribe when it's convenient.
I think there's a double win in here for them, but they have to play their cards right. They need to go get with Byron Allen. Okay. I don't know if you remember, Byron Allen was trying to get Comcast to allow him to put the Black College Sports game on a special channel on Comcast. And he sued Comcast and won because they discriminated against it.
Yeah.
Netflix needs to go sit down with Byron Allen and add all the Black College Sports games live on Netflix. Do a contract. Because Byron Allen owns the Weather Channel and like 5 or 6 other TV stations or whatever. They need to sign a contract with him. That'll give them the live college black sports, and that'll bring all of those. That'll bring that whole audience in. Because you still got, you got all the frat brothers and from all the black colleges, frat sisters. They will actually watch that, and they will actually subscribe. That's another live thing.
I was what was it? I was looking at the news. They were talking about how like women's college basketball is becoming more prevalent.
More prevalent, yes.
More prevalent. So
it really is. Thanks to Angel. Angel Reese is the reason why. Angel Reese is why. Because Angel Reese is lit as fuck. Please tell me who Angel Reese is.
Are you talking about that girl from LSU?
Yes, sir.
Yo, she's savage.
She's savage.
She's savage.
She is,
look,
people already say it.
You know how
they get the WNBA, people actually go watch. If she go to WNBA, people actually go watch the WNBA.
The only reason why I even know this already, the only reason why I know this is because you know how when you're on YouTube, the YouTube shorts, it popped up, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like living all talking about, you don't know who the F you dealing with. I'm like, hold up. What is going on here?
That's the energy they needed this whole time, though, bro. The girls, we need that energy in the WNBA, bro. That might sell tickets.
I mean, yo, she said it like living it, like you know how you reading lips, and she wasn't missing words. She said, "You don't know who the F you dealing with right now." I was like, "Whoa!"
She is probably the first female basketball player superstar. Period.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, she's number one. They don't let her throw a pitch out at the damn baseball game.
Oh,
She gets invited to
wow.
all the parties, all the reward shows, everything. She's the first female celebrity basketball player, bro.
Wow.
I know that hurts a lot of them old G players, but it's
Heard
the truth.
them. Because guess what? We don't want super teams. We want that fire, man. Hey, that's something I've always said. We want that fire, and if it sells tickets and people subscribers, then so be it. I don't want you to go, oh look, I guess I have to team up with my best friend here. No, we want the fire.
That's why I say they need to create their own lane and get as much original sports content as they can. Even if they got to go sit down with Ice Cube and get the big three, they put the big three on their live. Big three lead Ice Cube owns. Put as much original sports content as you can, and then do a fight every now and then. And Netflix will be able to keep raising that price.
The only way this works is they have to let it be a real fight. It cannot be a charity event.
But remember, you talked about Mike Tyson. I was saying that one fight. That's only because of his age. I was saying it wouldn't be real. I'm talking about, but these other events would be real because it ain't gonna all be 50-something-year-old niggas.
I feel like it's gonna be real with his age.
Keon, what other boxer in their 50s do you want to see fight? You can't name one, sir.
I don't want to see Evander Holyfield make a comeback. No.
Exactly. Because he got beat up. He actually got beat up a lot long ago. He just had a fight. You didn't know about it. My point exactly.
No, I don't want to see what was the dude with the dread, the dreadlocks?
Lennox Lewis.
I don't want to see Lennox Lewis come back.
Nobody does.
Nobody want to see that. Hey, look, Roy Jones, when he did it, man, he was a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man version of his old self.
But what about? But let me ask you this: would you like to see Ben Shapiro fight Stephen A. Smith?
I would love to see that.
You see my point? There's other celebrities that we can see, and it would bring crazy audiences.
Yo, that people would spend good money to see Stephen A. Smith get hit in the mouth.
Candace Owens versus Cardi B.
Oh my God! No, radio. Are you telling me that the beefs that we've been seeing can actually be done?
That's my point. I know it sounds, but bro, I'm just telling you, these are the kind of things that could bring in hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yo,
just on the betting alone. Just on the betting alone.
How did J. Cole say? He said, "I'm not gonna diss another rapper for fame, but I'll do it for fortune, though."
I'm gonna tell you something else too. So here's the other thing, right? Everybody's trying to integrate betting now. I don't know if you're really familiar with it.
Dog, come on, man.
They want it integrated.
Everywhere.
So what I'm saying is this: you're going to start seeing betting be integrated into your live TV.
Oh Lord!
You're going to eventually be able to sit there on YouTube TV and place a bet on the TV of the fight you watch.
Ooh!
You think I'm joking? You better get ready. It is coming.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's coming. I'm telling you, I have information. It's coming.
That's crazy.
So you just wait. That's where the money is, though. That's where the actual money is. So Netflix can double down, partner up with FanDuel or somebody, and throw them fights in there on a bet.
It's going to be MGM bets. I bet it's going to be MGM bets.
Don't matter. They can partner with somebody and they can do it. And that's my point. They have to think of unique ways to monetize this thing. And that's all I'm getting at. They have to, though. So like this Tyson event, they should be trying to capitalize on betting on this boxing match.
Oh, come on, man. You know that betting is going to be around it. But what I'm saying is,
well, I don't know.
I feel that
I won $800 betting just 2 weeks ago.
On
FanDuel. Oh yeah, I've been making bread on the bet, dog. I done made some money on FanDuel, big dog. I'm up a couple of thousand in FanDuel.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I can't bet though. I don't have that instinct to bet, man. I don't have that instinct to be able to put money on the line and not be. Hey, you know how they say scared money don't make money.
That's the truth, though. Yeah, but it depends. So I'll put it like this, though. I made like that $800 bet I'm referred to. I only bet $20, sir. And I made $800.
But yo,
it was a long shot parlay bet. That's why I made a lot of money on it.
right. But
I
hey,
just
look,
the card fell in place.
they make bets on everything, even whether or not how many times they're gonna show Taylor Swift's face at the Super Bowl. Like you know that's what they're gonna do. They monetize betting on everything now. So I just said but I'm telling you right now, for this to gain legs, they looked at Tyson and was like, "Go be yourself, have fun. We don't want kid gloves, no kid gloves.
We don't want to see him die
out.
either on live TV because that would be bad. If he dies on there, it's cursed forever. It's over.
Norio, for you to be a former EMS person, you know that there's people ringside to make sure he don't die. Okay,
sir, if you die instantly, it don't matter if they giving you resuscitation 2 minutes later. That's why it's risky for these old niggas to be fighting. In general, think about it, bro. I want you to think about how many celebrities have died in their 40s and 50s without being hit in the face.
But they're gonna be in the gym training for these fights.
That don't matter. Healthy people die too, Keon.
If you go in there, you go in there cold.
Keon.
You ain't been training.
Keon, I'm gonna tell you what Red Fox said, and Red Fox is a genius because what he said is 100% accurate. You know what Red Fox said?
What did he say?
Red Fox said, "I'm getting tired of people talking about the health this and health that. And drink water, and don't smoke, and don't drink, and don't sleep with random women, and don't do all these things." He said, "You're gonna be real mad when we in the hospital dying together, and you did everything right." He gonna look over at you and go, "What you dying from?" "Nothing." "What you dying from?" "A whole life of fun." You ought to die from nothing. Talk about
the only thing I'm saying is that it's not gonna. You don't get that many people caring about this fight if we thought that Tyson was just doing a charity event. Oh, I'm doing a charity event with a YouTuber. No, everybody thinks that he's going to decapitate this dude.
You know why we feel this way? We feel this way because of the Roy Jones fight. That's why we feel this way.
Well, I can understand people feeling that way, but what I'm saying is,
hopefully they got it right this time. Look, we're looking at history. You're looking at how you feel and what people should do. I'm looking at what already happened. And what already happened was we got a fake fight last time. That's all I'm saying, dog. It ain't even that complicated. That's all I'm saying. We got a fake fight last time. Them two did not try to hurt each other when they fought.
But you know what? I didn't even hear nothing about it until I watched the news the next day, and they said, "Oh, it was a charity event." I was like, I didn't know you weren't even funded.
Nigga, but this is
all over the whole web.
Bro, they talked it up like they was gonna do all this real hard fighting and gonna kill each other.
Man,
and they got in that ring, and them niggas was just basically what's the word? They was sparring. They was sparring, my nigga.
They put they put headgear on too?
You could just tell that neither one of them was trying to hurt the other. They were legitimately boxing, like points boxing, but you could tell there wasn't no malice intent. And I need malice. I need Tyson to actually try to take this little nigga head off his shoulders.
Man, look,
that's what I need.
They've been sticking a mic in front of anybody and everybody who has an opinion. That look, basketball players with opinions about boxing has been stuck. Like, you know, what was it? You got who does that podcast? I can't think of his name now. But everybody's talking about it, and I'm like, the amount of hype train behind this, you can't go in there and be like, oh, they're showing Tyson's training videos like that. That's the Tyson of old, dog. Like for somebody who grew up watching Tyson and seeing him do that stuff now, that's what he did when we saw leaked videos of him training.
He got Keon thinking he got you thinking you still got it.
No, I'm not going in there. But I'm just saying that for Netflix to actually get this right, I'm sorry to say it, people, the white boy got to die. He gotta die. He's gonna have to die. Netflix, I'm telling you, dog, for it to be successful, Okay,
Yeah.
for it
Yeah.
to be successful, the white boy has to die.
Okay, check this out. He ain't gotta die, but we gotta believe. We gotta believe that they trying to hurt each other. We have to believe.
No,
it.
no, they don't believe. I don't want to imagination. Look.
I'm just
This
telling
is
you,
not
they
Willy
gotta
Wonka
make
and the
us
Chocolate
believe
Factory.
it.
This is not
I'm
Willy
just saying.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The white boy gotta die.
You said you gotta get knocked out in the first round.
Yo, first round, first 30 seconds, like,
Nah,
bruh,
he ain't got to. Nah, Keon, that ain't gonna happen.
Superman punch.
Keon, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it has to.
It ain't. Well, then it ain't. Then you might as well even watch because that ain't gonna happen. This fight is gonna go a minimum. It's gonna go a minimum of 8 rounds, minimum. And the reason why is what Jake Paul lacks in talent. He has overtizing in energy. That's the only reason why I say that.
No, we talking about Mike Tyson.
I understand that, but this
we're talking about Mike Tyson, sir. Mike Tyson has ruined people's whole night party. Like fight parties have been ruined because they thought, he could. I have literally sat on the couch and looked at people in their face and go, "Do you think anything's about to change?"
I understand that, but I'm just telling you, Mike is a bad man, but he ain't who he used to be. He is a slower, less energy version of the same man, which is good enough to win. It's good enough. What he has is good enough to win, but he ain't got first round knockout in him no more. He just
I understand that. No, if it's 8 rounds and the white boy still dies, it's the only way that it's going to have to survive. It's the only way it's going to be believable.
I'm going to tell you, the white boy not going to die. The white boy's not. He's not going to kill. He's not going to knock the white boy out. I don't think he gets a knockout,
bruh. I went back and watched some highlight videos of Jake Paul fighting. There's nothing. There's no way in the world he's stopping him. He's not stopping Tyson. He's not going to.
But he can run. But he can run. That's my point because of the age. Now, if we talking about young Tyson, he couldn't run either. But he could. All I'm saying is he could at least run. He can run from old Tyson. Is what I'm saying. I ain't saying outbox. I'm saying he can outrun him because of the age. Not outbox. No.
Hey, look.
If he stands 10 toes down in that ring with Tyson, he's going to die.
If he runs,
run for at least
if he runs, he's going to lose all his subscribers on YouTube. He's going to have to stand and fight.
His subscribers is pussy. What you talking about?
Hey, look, I'm just telling you that for me to believe that Netflix is going to make this successful, the Tyson of old that I have stuck in my head has to be the one that shows up to the ring. If not, I'm not going to believe any. I don't care. It's not going to matter when they decide to go to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. It's not going to matter. Because I'm going to be like, hey, it's just another celebrity trying to get a payday. I don't care.
Let's go back to the technical fact. What if Netflix does charge a fee, but the fee is low?
Well,
how do you feel about it? Say they say $20.
I'll pay it.
I think so too.
Look, understand. $99.99 for a pay-per-view was annoying.
Yeah,
$99.99 was annoying. And then on top of that, here you are on the phone because you paid it, but then the satellite didn't release the signal so you could watch it. So you're on the phone and you miss the part of the fight. And by the time you finally get to an operator, Tyson knocked the man out.
You're right about that. And look, even if it didn't play, you still call it, act like it didn't work.
Right, hey, it didn't work. I want my money back. I paid good money for this. And look, I got all these people at the house. They angry. They ate up all my my chips and everything. And they missed the fight too. I'm like, come on, man. No,
what they do here is you invite 10 people and everybody put $10. Bam, you got fight money.
Here's the thing. You know that all these credit cards are already on Netflix.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They could probably get away with charging. It would just have to be lower, and that'd be it. And that would work. Yeah.
Oh my God!
People would subscribe. People would, as long as they also.
It's not just enough that you subscribe. You gotta pay.
And if
And,
you don't got Netflix, the price $100.
Yeah, yes.
And you only qualify for the $20 price if you've had service for the last 90 days. Bam!
Yep. I agree.
See,
I agree.
I should work in legal because I know how to make it. I know how to make things happen. That's how, because that way you don't got people that's just signing up so they get the price for $20. Nah,
No,
homie. If you ain't had it for the last 90 days, you ain't getting this price for $20.
I agree.
99.
I agree.
You do
I
that.
totally 100% agree.
If they do that and they give us, let's say, at least 6 fights a year, and only charge for the large events. So like
Yes.
smaller fights should just be included, and then large, like high profile events can be
Profile
$20
fights
fee.
is $20. But
And
you,
people
like
would
I said,
subscribe.
you have to subscribe, and you have to be a subscriber for at least 90 days prior to.
Yep.
Which means that, guess what? So like let's say a Kevin Hart is telling his subscribers, hey, if you want to see me fight, I'm gonna be fighting on Netflix, and he goes, hey, you gotta be, if you want to pay for $20, you gotta subscribe to Netflix for at least 90 days. So now that drives subscribers prior to the fight.
Yep.
That prior to, so now you get this influx of subscribers before the fight.
You go.
Which means that it shows the gravity of the people that you're trying to the target audience you're trying to get.
Absolutely. Netflix, me and Keon, we would be interested in a job as long as the salaries is right. You should let us jump on this for
Netflix,
you.
bro. I do Uber for a living. I'm always available. Just remember that.
I'm just saying, me and Keon could come and work in your department and figure out how to make these plans and draw these customers and
That's
keep
true.
these customers. We're going to make sure that we get the right events that'll keep the people coming back.
Dog. Imagine if you get to because pay-per-view, even 15 years ago, it was about 4 or 5 major fights a year. So if they can get to 5 or 6 major fights a year on Netflix, that means you're keeping that subscription year round.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, at least 3 months. So now once you get past this 90 days, people don't get rid of stuff like that.
And I'm also betting that they keep doing the live comedy specials too. I'm betting that they keep that going. That's why I said you're going to see them. They've been dipping their toes in the live water, and I think they're going to continue to keep dipping their toes in the live water.
But
which brings me to, you know what else they're about to do? And I'm predicting it.
What's that?
Netflix is going to put up their own award show.
Oh.
For their own original series.
Ooh.
My next prediction, for other predictions.
So you telling me they're going to go head up against the Golden Globes and the
they're just going to do their own. It ain't even about head up. It's about having an award show for their original content.
Oh, I mean, I can see them doing that once they get big enough.
I mean, they're already big enough to do that. They have so many original series it ain't even funny. I know you don't watch them, but
I don't watch a lot.
Yeah, but they have.
But like
I don't watch them all. But
everything we just said. The sacrifice of the white boy.
The point is live content. They need to get as much live content as possible. So they need to provide every avenue of live content.
And look, the white boy got to die. The white boy got to die on radio. He has to.
You better get kicked off YouTube for all that mayonnaise mayhem that you preaching about. You just want to see mayonnaise mayhem.
No. I'm just saying that if people don't think that white boy is in danger, nobody's going to do this again. They need to sit on the side of the ring, and they need to think that his life is over. If you don't give me the idea that his life might die, I'm not doing this again.
Listen, Kia, what you just said. So Vlad TV, which I know you don't watch, because you know that card. But Vlad TV,
give me my card back.
He was interviewing Aries Spears, and they were talking about the fight coming up or whatever. And he gets to about whenever Evander Holyfield was in there, and Vlad interviewed him. And Evander Holyfield he said the main difference about me fighting him is I wasn't afraid of him. Everybody else was afraid of him. I wasn't afraid. And then Aries Spears says, just because you wasn't afraid don't mean you wasn't in danger. Every Spears said, I heard Evander said that shit. He said, just because he wasn't afraid don't mean he wasn't in danger.
And that's what I'm telling you. And that's exactly what I'm telling you, man. He has to be in danger. I'm telling you, yo, that's the only way this Netflix branches away from just streaming is people need to believe he's in danger. If you don't believe that he's in danger, it's never going to work. People are not. Look, I feel you. All these celebrities, there's people that would love to see a Nicki Minaj, Cardi B fight.
That ain't gonna happen.
I pay $20 to see it. But hey, these celebrities are not gonna go in the ring and be training and doing the hype train and all that stuff for $2-3 million. Yo, it's gonna have to be a payday.
Man, I want to see.
Who would you want to see? Oh no, radio went mute. Let's see.
I want to see Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
Oh God, no.
Barack go dog walk that old man.
We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that wig come off. That's what's gonna happen.
We're gonna see the Secret Service brushing the ring to save both of them. They both still have Secret Service protection.
Oh. The Secret Service is going to be fighting, not the two individuals. That's what's going to happen. In this corner, Secret Service for Barack. In that corner, it's the Secret Service for Donald Trump.
He would dog walk Donald Trump, son.
Hey, I'm just saying, we don't see Donald Trump, surfing waves in Hawaii, okay?
I'm just saying, Barry gonna put some hands on him.
Oh,
that's mayonnaise mayhem.
Yo, hey, I'm just saying, man. For this, and for the continuation of it, people have to believe. Like boxing, the reason why boxing is beloved, even UFC, people believe that. When Ronda Rousey goes in there was a chance for her to knock the heck out of somebody, and when you saw her get knocked out, you were shocked, surprised, you were astounded, and you loved it. But I'm telling you, hey, for this to work for Netflix, it has to be believable. And if I watch this fight and within 5 seconds of me watching it, they're just sparring, I'm gonna turn it off. I don't care if I pay. I'm like,
the reviews are gonna be horrible. The reviews are gonna be
and Netflix cannot afford that. Netflix cannot afford that. If I don't believe the white boy is on the verge of being erased from existence, I am not going to do this again.
Kia said he got to defrag that boy's hard drive.
But understand, this would be the next coming for live sports for boxing. Tell you the truth, boxing in general has been dying because of UFC. Yes. And UFC has been on the decline because it's not like it's just so many fights.
Yeah.
Like they watered down. The reason why people like the UFC is because it was like mixed martial arts, right? It wasn't just throwing hands. It was like technical fighting.
Let's be real. They like UFC because it was blood. Let's just be real.
That too. But the thing is that got watered down too. Come on, dog. Why do you think Joe Rogan does his podcast? He probably makes more for his podcast than he does doing commentating.
You know what's hilarious?
What's that?
Wrestling was fake, and it was more dangerous than real UFC has been.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. Yeah, at least I got entertainment. It made me want to tune in. See what I'm saying?
Like what I'm saying
wrestling, I felt like I needed to tune in every Monday or every Thursday.
What I'm saying is when we were kids back in the day, wrestling was actually dangerous, and it was still fake. What was it? Cactus Jack jumped off of that damn cage. Yep. Oh, Mick Foley.
The most dangerous person on the planet. It stuck that stinking sock in your mouth.
All I'm saying is they were really getting hurt. Even these
Yes.
UFC fights is getting soft.
Hey, there was wrestlers that died in like publicly stunts because like let's say cables would break or something and they fell 40 floors all of a sudden like but that like I said the problem at hand is I have to believe it because that's the only way that boxing is going to ever make a comeback.
Yeah.
Like even right now, I could not tell you who the heavyweight champion of the world is.
Yeah, nobody cares either.
Yeah, man, nobody cares. But guess what?
That's the reason why I told you that Netflix has a chance to just go without the organization because you don't even know who the heavyweight champion is now.
That's true.
The organization ain't that valuable.
But here's the thing: having them on board and like instead of having all the like, I understand we got to have weight classes, right? I understand that. You got to have heavyweight, welterweight.
Well, hell, even I'm considered heavyweight,
lightweight.
Keon. Even I'm considered a heavy. I'm considered a damn heavyweight.
See,
and I ain't even no that big a dude, but
and that's totally understandable. But my problem is when Muhammad Ali was fighting, everybody knew who was next in line, and people want to know what's going on next. We need to rekindle that old feeling again with streaming. You have a chance to do it, but I'm telling you, sacrifices need to be made. No radio. And somebody got to be laid at the foot of the altar for it to happen.
You went all the way around and come back to the white boy got died.
He had to die.
Son. Damn, son. Damn. Well, God bless the Paul family because Keon always the man to die.
No radio.
Okay, does he got to die or can he just end up on the walking with a walker?
The radio. I'm telling you.
He got to die. He got to go all the way. He got to go see Jesus.
The boy needs to see Jesus in his eyes.
He need to walk in the valley of the shadow of death. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yo, hey, I'm telling you, the radio. If I don't think that he's terrified, I am not doing this again. I don't care who it is. You can say
you said he gonna look afraid too.
Look, no radio. It can't look nothing. No, that's acting. You know what acting and terror is two totally different things. When he realized he's sitting there, look, I heard somebody talk about this. He said when Jake Paul's sitting in that ring, he's standing across from Mike Tyson, and he doesn't look like he's afraid, I know it's rigged at that point. You can come in cocky and whatever, but as soon as they go ding and you start jabbing away, that means you're afraid. You watch the old Tyson fights. I don't care what I'm telling you, man, it's no way in the world. And for it to work, and for us to usher in a new era of sports and live sports streaming and into the streaming era, the goat has to be slit. Sorry. The blood has to be on the altar.
Yeah, I said Old Testament. It said we got to go back Old Testament.
Blood has to be on the altar, man. Sacrifices have to be made.
He said not the King James version.
King James version.
He said not the King James version.
I'm just saying, man.
Old Testament.
Bring that old thing back. I'm just saying, man. It don't
help that the Netflix logo red.
No, it don't. Look. Hey, you didn't watch the suit, like the Marvel stuff, but like the Deadpool. So they had the blind lady because the Deadpool character had to constantly wash his clothes, and the blind lady is like, if you're having trouble getting the blood out of your clothes, just wear red. And he was like, good. That's a good point.
That's good. That's damn good.
But I'm just saying, man. That's the only way I would tune in for all the other celebrity stuff. I would tune in for all the. I would stream it in the back of my car for customers. Pay the $20 for people to enjoy it, just so I can say that, hey, I'm the different type of Uber driver. I'll do it. That's how crazy I am. But understand, this is the testament right here of letting me know that Netflix is serious. No, I'm not looking for a charity match. I'm looking for somebody's heads to be rolling. Preferably, it's probably going to be the white boy's heads going to be rolling on the ground. Because here's the thing.
What would happen if the white boy by chance knocked
out Tyson? He has to knock him out in round number 8.
But I'm saying, what would happen to the world after that?
Oh, I think that it would be believable, but it has to be a legit knockout. It can't be like, oh, he fell down on one knee. No, you're gonna have to knock him out.
What I'm saying is, what does that do to the legacy of Tyson if he were to be knocked out?
I don't think there's no legacy. I don't think it hurts Tyson's legacy at all.
Oh, you're so wrong.
It wouldn't even scar because understand,
it
wouldn't do anything. It would do nothing to my thoughts about Tyson.
This is the reason why I don't think these old celebrities should be doing this stuff, because they're legends, Lord. And everything they add on top just affects their legendary status a little bit.
Look. Hey, no radio. Michael Jordan can come back into the league today.
Oh, he'd be terrible, sir.
He can still come back into the league today, and it still would not taint my thoughts about Michael Jordan. It would not. It would not.
No, not yours. No, not yours. But technically, Michael already came back to the league and tainted his own legacy when he went to the Wizards. He tainted his legacy when he played on the Wizards.
You know that he was still productive in the Wizards, and Wizards. The Wizards literally had a very good. The Wizards, when he played, were pretty decent. So the thing was, Michael.
That ain't Mike, man. That ain't Mike.
Michael Jordan at that time before he retired was still putting up numbers. He still was doing good numbers. Like, understand, we praise some players today for doing half as decent numbers that Michael was doing at the tail end of his career.
I ain't praising him.
No, I'm just telling you that's what I get thrown. Oh, such and such is better than this. Like, mediocre Mike, what we consider mediocre Mike was like mid-tier.
You just reminded me. Did you watch the part 2 of the case?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yes, they did a part 2. They did a rematch.
Oh, you talking about
the cancel court, sir?
Oh, I gotta watch
that. Because the viewers was going so crazy about that first verdict. They voted.
Ooh. Did they bring back the original people that did the case?
Yes, sir.
I gotta watch that. I'm watching that.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a part 2. They did.
Man.
Had to bring the case back because the audience demanded it.
Wow. See. So Netflix, people are gonna demand, better fights from people like, then it's gonna carry over into everyday life. Next thing we're gonna end up seeing is LeBron James against, Steph Curry.
No, if LeBron, Keon.
Hey, I'm just saying.
If LeBron James and Steph Curry get in the boxing ring, LeBron ain't gotta do nothing but walk up in the ring, unzip his pants, and drop his dick on Steph's head.
Hey, no. It's gonna be like Mike Tyson Punch Out. Remember that little guy?
He got unmonetized by me saying that. I apologize. That's your monetization right there.
It's gonna be like Mike Tyson Punch Out. Remember the game on Nintendo?
Yeah, I had it on the SNES.
That little guy, he would jump up and hit you. He gonna be bobbing and weaving. Walk up.
He ain't. Walk up. Nah, homie. LeBron gonna stick his hand out like he's a toddler on his forehead and just gonna be swinging into the air.
Oh,
Like you do a little kid when they swing.
but here's the thing: you're gonna know that it's real because Netflix is not gonna put crap out there. Hey, UFC. The reason why UFC was as popular as it is because people believe that people could actually lose their life in that ring.
Oh
The
yeah, you
the
can.
blood on the canvas was real. It wasn't somebody, like wrestling where they scratch their underarm or whatever and put blood on. Like, oh, I've got a scratch above my eyebrow. Like people we knew. Even wrestlers came out like, yeah, I carried a razor blade underneath the what's name, and I would scratch and put a scar on my forehead as if I was got cut or hit. So it made it look good. But I'm telling you, people have to believe that if I don't feel like the person I'm rooting for has a chance to live or die, it's not going to work. So Netflix, you know what to do. You know what to do. No, radio. I got one more. This is for Austin. I don't think Austin's watching me today, but the last one for this evening is NASA warns against taking Eclipse photos with your smartphone. So, and then what do you need to do to be able to do it correctly? So in this article, basically, you should never look at a solar eclipse. So this what is it happening in Texas this year? I think it's happening in Texas. So you should never look at a solar eclipse directly. It can burn your eyes. Well, what a lot of people are going to try to do is they're going to point their camera phone at it, and they're going to end up frying the phone, the sensor on their phone, because these sensors are just as sensitive as, if not more sensitive than our eyes. So Marquez Brownie said here, I can't for the life of me find a definitive answer of whether or not pointing my smartphone at the solar eclipse will fry the sensor. Tempted to just take a phone I don't need and then try and point it at the sun for 5 minutes. Well, obviously you got plenty of phones.
It won't fry your phone.
It won't?
No, sir.
Okay, tell me why not.
Yeah,
because these sensors are more sensitive than our eyes.
That sounds good. Right? Cool. Does the sun all of a sudden have like more brightness because it's an eclipse?
No, but I don't see a lot of people pointing.
Wait! I have pointed my phone at the sun 100 times, and I ain't burned a sensor up yet. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've done it, and it ain't burned my sensor up. Now, if you got a Samsung that has 100x zoom or something, and we know that like 50 of that is digital, the other 50 is real, or whatever it may be, you might get a little damage on the little sensor, but even
then, if you zoom in, it's gonna mess it up.
Hey, that's what the optical whatever the optical zoom, because you have some optical. But either way, regardless of that, no, I don't think it's gonna bring your sensors up on your phone.
They even said don't put anything that's optical in front of it. Also,
yeah, don't do that. No, that's different. But as far as what's already on it, no, it ain't gonna burn it up.
It's especially true if you're using any sort of magnifying lens attachment.
Exactly, because that's amplifying. That's
now
different.
I know that if you use any type of magnifying period, you can burn through metal.
Exactly my point though. That's what I said though. But just pointing your phone to sun, no, it ain't gonna burn up. If so, why ain't none of my phones burned up? Done it already. They've done that.
Well, if you're curious about how you if you don't want to take the chance, put like a UV filter over top of your phone just in case, because these lenses have magnifiers in them also. I mean, these lenses do magnifying effect also. So the sensors are small and the lens was bigger than the sensor. But I just found that to be kind of noteworthy due to the fact that this week is the solar eclipse for, I think it's happening in Texas this year. I know I was looking at listening to a documentary. They said that a solar eclipse happens somewhere on the Earth at least every 300 years. So wherever you are, it will happen there, and then it won't show up again for another 300 years. I was like, dang, I didn't know that. Which is why people got to drive around to go catch one. But no radio. Thank you for shooting the breeze with me, sir.
Anytime, brother.
Most definitely, man. Hey, look, I'm looking forward to this fight. If Netflix charges $20, man, that means they listen to my podcast.
We're gonna need a cut of the percentage.
I'm gonna need a cut of this. I'm gonna need a cut of this money. That's what I'm gonna need.
We keep giving out free game. We ain't called a check yet.
Man. Hey, look, when we were criticizing Qualcomm, all of a sudden they started trying to produce the receipts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
Well, I want to make sure when I buy one, I keep the receipt.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man. You're gonna get that thing and throw it. You're gonna walk back in the Best Buy and throw it at them. How dare you sell me this to me?
It ain't their fault.
Well, you're gonna go to
No, I ain't gotta do all that.
store.
Man, I ain't gotta do all. I ain't gonna buy the Samsung
piece
one.
of crap
I
back.
already told you I'm not buying the Samsung one.
Oh, I wouldn't buy it either.
I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it with your money. You understand
Oh
me?
God. Well, I'm glad that you think so much highly about my money. I greatly appreciate it.
I wouldn't come to your house and steal your money and buy that shit. I wouldn't do it. I'd let you keep your money before I buy the Samsung because I ain't paying $1,400. We're gonna have to. Lenovo gonna have to come up with something better. With a yoga, I want a yoga. Lenovo, I need a yoga with 22-hour battery life. That's all the brother needs.
Dang.
Get it done, yoga.
Make it happen,
yoga.
But no radio, thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the videos and to the channel for more antics. My review will probably be happening towards the end of the month of this month, April. For the full self-driving, I want to be able to demonstrate what I'm saying to people, which is why I'm trying to figure out different things. So that's the reason why all these reviews are just like knee-jerk reviews, really. Oh, I just want to hurry up and be first. I don't like doing that. So, but thank y'all for watching. No radio. Have a good evening.
You too, boss man.
Will do. Do 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 do.